You are now listening to the Sae Bae Cast, the number one old school RuneScape podcast featuring guests from all across Galanor. To support this podcast, visit the Patreon link in the description.
All right, welcome to the Sae Bae Cast number 104 with Skotizhoe. Skotizhoe, how you doing this fine evening?
I'm good. I'm a little bit sleepy. I had my first kind of drinking stream yesterday, but I didn't go too hard because I knew we were doing this today. But I'm pretty good. Just a little sleepy.
Was it your first ever drinking stream?
Yeah, I literally have not ever drank, I don't think at all, on my own stream. But
Was it good?
It was good. It was
Okay.
it was very degenerate. I looked at some of the clips and was like, Jesus Christ. But it was good. I didn't go too hard.
That's good. Yeah, I've never had a drunk stream. I mean, I don't really drink anyway, but I feel like, I don't know if I could handle the clips afterward. That'd be painful. I've done a couple. I've done I think 3 podcasts high, and every single time I'm done with it, like I don't even want to look back at it because I know I'm just gonna totally cringe out of my mind looking at the conversations I have, and I'm not gonna reveal which those 3 are. Actually, I think if you're a huge Sae Bae Cast fan, you probably know which they are. But yeah, definitely. I don't know. I like being sober when I'm talking with people, I guess.
I could not record a podcast high because, well, for one, I don't even like being high, but for 2, I'm the kind of person that will forget what I'm saying. Like, I'll forget my sentence halfway through the sentence. I'll be like, and then we'll just go silent and we'll be like, what were we talking about? Like every couple minutes.
Yeah, it's bad. Like I just forget exactly. It's like you say, just like the tangents I go on. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm even talking about. That's how I felt on some of the Sae Bae casts. I'm like, holy shit, keep it together, man. Keep it fucking together. That's so bad. Wait, why? So do you just not smoke weed at all?
Yeah, I did when I was younger, like a teenager, and it was fine, but as I got older, I get mad paranoia, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm around friends, then I literally will be thinking the whole time, like, they are thinking that you're breathing funny. They think that you're laughing funny. They think that everything you're saying is so stupid right now. Stop talking. And then even if I'm alone, I also just feel, obviously not like extreme social paranoia, but just kind of similar anxiety feelings. So, yeah, I just don't anymore.
Yeah, that's like kind of what's happening to me. Like I got pretty into, like, I would vape Delta 8. It's just like the lesser version of weed basically, and I would just vape it. So it was like little vape pens. But yeah, it's over just like the past few months, I've just been having like really bad anxiety. So I literally have to just quit it completely. And so I've like not done it I did it a little bit when I came to Oregon because there's literally a weed shop across the fucking street, and I was like, I need to go in there. And so I went in there, and I'm like, I can't just leave now. Like I need to buy, you know what I mean? Like I think I'm overly polite, so like I need to buy something. So I got it, and I got so fucking high because I had no tolerance at that point. And
Oh no.
I was like seeing shit like in my room, and also it was like real weed, you know what I mean? And so like I was inexperienced with like the potency of it. So I'm like, holy shit, like I am not used to this. And then it's like almost every time I'm high, during the high, I'm like, why am I high? Why did I do this? Like, what do you do?
Yes, every time. That's how I am
sucks.
too. It's like, literally, why did I do this? If that's how you feel the whole time, and then you do it again though, and it's like,
It like never ends. It's like when I'm not high, I just want to get high. And then when I'm high, I'm like, fuck, I just want to be sober. Like, why am I doing this to myself? Yeah. So I've just had to completely go cold turkey, and I'm just like done with it. I think like I'm not to the point of like extreme anxiety. So I think I'd still be fine in like a social setting doing it, but I just can't do it alone anymore. It's just not worth it for me. This is so pointless.
I feel like I'm the opposite. I feel like most of the anxiety is social, but like
Mm.
literally I haven't smoked regularly since I was like a teenager. The last time I got high, I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and well, I got one wisdom tooth taken out, and I got some like literally like 5 milligram edibles from the dispensary, so nothing.
Yeah.
And I literally, I took one, the 5 milligram. I was so fucking high watching I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And I got so high that I literally thought they changed the animation, like changed. Like it was somehow like they remastered it or changed the animation style, or it was like something that was that high. And then literally the next day or something, I'm like, oh, they didn't. I was just really high watching Yu-Gi-Oh! On a
God
five
damn it.
milligram edible.
Yeah. I mean, edibles fuck me up. Like, I used to be like cool with them, but like it's like a different drug entirely. Like and I also just get super super lethargic and sleepy. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do anything. I One time it was like 20 milligrams or something, and I went for a walk, and then like halfway through my walk I started getting scared. I was like, holy shit, like somebody's gonna like run me over, or like something wrong is gonna happen. So I started like fast walking back home, and then for some reason I was like, I feel like I'm really hungry, so I ordered DoorDash, and then I just passed out. And so my food was sitting outside for like 3 or 4 hours.
Oh
And
no.
so I wake up and I'm like, did I order food? And I go out there, I ordered a burger, and it's just like ice cold. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah.
Oh no.
Edibles are not a great experience for me. Okay, so let's introduce you a little bit. So, Skotizhoe, you are a recently partnered Twitch streamer. Big congrats, by the way. That's amazing. I'm happy for
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. I literally woke up from a nap, and when I saw the news, I pretty much jumped out of bed at like record speed. Uh, because the first time I got denied within like 20 hours. And once it was past that 20 hours, this time I'm like, either they have more people they're waiting to approve or deny, or this could be good news. And
Yeah.
it was like 28 hours later that I got it.
Shit, that is so cool. That is such a good feeling, by the way. Anybody that's been partnered, like, it's just a magical feeling almost. It's like, it's just a stupid check mark, but I don't know, it's cool. It's a nice feeling to like have done something that you didn't think you could do. Because I feel like most Twitch partners don't ever think they could have gotten there, at least that quickly, or just they thought it would take so much longer.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. How did it like, I guess, feel? And for those that don't know, how long have you been streaming? Because it's not been long at all.
My first stream was on January 6th.
Holy shit.
I streamed, I think, if I think it was 24 streams, and it was like 180 hours when I got partnered.
You streamed 180 hours
Yeah.
in less than a month, basically? I guess
Well,
like
it
a
was
month.
like
Or I guess it
a
was
month and
over.
a half.
Yeah. Jesus.
I think I stream on average like maybe 30 to 35 hours a week.
Okay. Yeah, I just like look at myself like, oh shit, I've lost it. I've lost my fire. So what made you start? This is actually one of the topics. I'm not even going to look through it because I'm just going to ask anyway. But what made you like start streaming? Because I swear you've been in the community for ever. Well, not forever, but you know what I mean. Like,
I think I wanted to start because mostly just because a lot of people told me that I should. Like, um, I've I've been a part of the community just doing like art and shit posting and whatever. And I guess I just had people that were close to me, like Seth, Prison Joe, Jake C, a bunch of other people that I know that all told me like, "Oh, you should do it. Like you're funny. You talk so much. Like you should do it. You would like it." And yeah, I put it off for a literal months and months and months. I definitely milked it, and then one day, like I literally worked on my OBS for like 3 months, just trying to delay the inevitable, and then one day I finally just clicked live.
was it your plan to not go live? Like, was it your plan to like milk it, or was it just anxiety, or like just like I don't know if I want to do this to
I think it
not go
was
live?
it was like 80% like I was just nervous, and then like maybe 20% milking.
Okay. The milking paid off, that's for sure.
It did.
There's something to be said about like just, I don't know, building hype around something. Even, I don't know, just something about like people wanting you to do something and then just not immediately doing it, but kind of building the suspense a little bit. And also, like you've stated, and I know other people have noticed, I mean, you didn't just stream like randomly without anybody knowing who you were. Like, I even knew who you were just from Twitter, basically. Like, not like I knew you, but I knew of you. And I feel like tons of people knew of you. And so going live with a name that's already familiar is like, it's just way better to do it that way than just to go live like I did. Like, nobody has a fucking well, I had a few people that knew who I was, but nothing like being super active on Twitter prior.
I never planned on streaming when I was, I guess, like building my brand or whatever. But the thought of going live without having any pre-established like, name in the social scene, I guess, that terrifies me. Like, I don't think I could have ever done that. Big props to anyone that does do that, because I literally felt like nobody would know who I am and nobody was gonna watch. I was very pleasantly surprised,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't imagine literally knowing no one, having no friends in the community, and just being like, yeah, I'm gonna click live and hope for the best. Like, I think that's dope. I don't think I could have done that though.
It teaches you stuff. Like, you go through some shit, that's for sure. And like so many people experience it that way. It mainly because, I don't know, like anybody that starts out content creation, most people at least have no idea what they're getting themselves into. It just seems like, at least for me, I would see successful streamers that were like medium sized, and I'm like, oh, that looks fucking awesome. Like, just having a community and being able to just chat and play the game and, make some money along the way. Like, that's like the dream. And so
Yeah.
I didn't understand how you get to that point though, besides just streaming, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you definitely did it the best way possible, which is just building a community sort of beforehand. So how is streaming? Was it all you anticipated it being? Do you have like, I don't know, what were the things you didn't expect from streaming that, I don't know.
The things I think it's pretty much close to what I expected. I feel like people are absolutely ruthless on a website like Twitter. So it's not like I was unprepared. Um,
It's
I
true.
think I would say that generally people are I would say people are generally like nicer than I expected. Um, just like the community I've built, and the thing that I didn't expect, I guess, are the weird insults that I do get from people, and just a lot of, I don't know. I feel like the people that are on Twitch, it's less than on Twitter, but the people that do weird things, it really blows my mind. Like,
Hmm.
just the way some people act. But in general, I would say like everything's been going, I guess, how I expected. I feel like I talk less than I thought I would, which I try not to let bother me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I am silent quite a fair bit, and that really bothered me at first. But then I realized, well, I guess people are still watching, so I probably don't need to change the fact that I'm silent and just like staring at the boss for a few minutes at a time.
Yeah, most of it, I feel like, at least with my streaming experience, is it's all in my head. Like, so much of it's in my head. And especially if I have like the numbers pulled up, which I always do. I never fully understood why people couldn't have their dashboard open. Like, I guess I kind of understand it. It can be like anxiety inducing seeing your numbers real time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think so much of it was in my head about like, I'm not talking enough, or like I need to be like funny right now, or I need to like do something entertaining. Where when I just watch, because like I used to kind of like watch clips back or just like briefly watch a few of my VODs, which are very uncomfortable for me, by the way. I hate watching myself, but like
Same.
I would just see it and I'm like, why? Because I would like even see the moment, and I remember distinctly feeling a certain way, like, oh, I was really anxious right here. But then I
Yeah.
rewatch it and I'm like, why was I anxious? Like everything's going fine, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's weird. It's like a mind game for me. But it passed as well. Like I don't think that way anymore. I think it's just the pressure of starting out.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like I'm in a phase right now where I have a bit of like imposter syndrome. So I am feeling that like quite a bit, where it's like I honestly don't even know why people are really watching. And if I'm sitting here doing nothing, I'm silent. Am I even being entertaining? Why do the same people come back every stream again? You know, so I'm trying to like grow through that and be like, okay, obviously if people are staying, they're coming back. You are doing something. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something and
Yep.
it's working.
Yeah, you should smoke a blunt and see how those feelings just explode. I'm kidding.
Hell nah. I smoke a blunt if I'm on stream. People are literally gonna think I smoked crack or something. Like the paranoia would just be all over the place. Or
Yeah.
I'd be dead silent and just staring at the monitor, not moving for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, so I've been watching your stream basically since, I don't know, the beginning, sort of. Like, I guess maybe like a week after I think I caught your stream. But yeah, I mean, that you do a great job. It's just because you're real. Like, you're not trying to put on a show, which a lot of people appreciate. Some people like the show for sure, but like, some people just want a place to chill where they feel comfortable. And I think you just make people feel like at ease, you know?
Yeah.
You're not like, I don't know what it is. You know what I mean though, when you go to a stream and you almost feel uncomfortable being there because the person makes, I don't know. But
I know what you mean.
yeah,
Just
it's
like over the top with things, I guess.
exactly. And it's just like a chill environment. Plus it's like DGen hours. I actually want to ask about that. Like, how long have you been on the DGen schedule? Is that just like your life at this point?
I feel like I've always been a bit of a degen with my sleep schedule, like a night owl, but probably for shit, I don't know, close to like 3 years now or something. I joined a RuneScape clan pretty much when I started playing, and most of the people were Australian. And so the people I got close to, they pretty much all of them are in Western Australia, which is like a like a 15 hour
Yeah,
time difference or
something
something like that.
stupid. Yeah.
14 hours. And so I was used to basically like waking. It was even more degen before because all my friends would get off of work when it was midnight here. And so a lot of the times I would literally wake up like at midnight and
Jesus
then start playing
Christ.
RuneScape. So it's pretty much just evolved from that. Obviously, it's gone back a bit. Like I usually start streaming at like 9 or 10.
Mm.
So I am less degen now, but it's just, yeah, I guess it's just from having friends all over the world, and I feel like it's also a good time slot. I don't really have to compete with very many people.
Yeah,
Um,
that's for sure.
so that's pretty much why I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, there was something really nice about the DGen time slot. I had a couple of years where I was just exactly like you, sort of just wake up at like 9 p.m. or something and just go live overnight. I really enjoy it. It's just, it would really fuck things up if I had anything planned for the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it would just make things uncomfortable. I'd be like super irritable and stuff if I had to wake up at like noon or something. Just like, oh my God. Like, I just want to go to sleep.
That's why I just don't make plans.
Yeah, that's what I would try to do, but I would inevitably have something. And I'm just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask, do you ever go through the cycle? Like, it's almost, it was inevitable for me. I would go through these cycles where I would be on the DGen schedule and then I would start sleeping twice a day. Like, I would have like a segment where I sleep for 4 hours and then I'm like up for like, 8 hours and then I sleep for 4 hours again. Does that ever happen to you, or are you just like pretty good on just sleeping once?
Oh, I mean, I do that, I feel like pretty regularly, but like I've never really had a good sleep.
Mm.
Uh like I never really sleep for more than like 4 hours at a time.
Oh, okay.
I think I slept for 6 today, which was like I got a congratulations for sleeping for 6 hours today. Um,
I'll give you
I
a
don't
second
know.
one.
I
Congrats.
Thank you. I usually always just sleep for like, yeah, I would say at most 6 hours. A lot of the times I'll sleep for like 2 hours and then wake up and then be up for a few more hours and then so on and so forth.
Okay. Do you like suffer with like insomnia just in general? Like,
Mm, I feel like I used to have it. I used to struggle with it a lot more when I was younger. Um, I don't know what it is now. I feel like it's got maybe a little bit worse again as I'm gotten older, but I've just never really been a fan of sleeping for long periods because I feel like a sense of guilt almost.
mm,
Like I feel like I'm wasting my life if I'm just sleeping a healthy amount of
interesting.
hours. Like I feel like you only have so much time in a day and uh yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'm wasting my life and my time, the precious time that I have if I'm sleeping.
I see. Yeah. Now that makes sense. I never regret having slept unless I sleep for like 12 plus hours. Then I'm like, shit, I'm a degen.
I feel that way if I sleep for like 8 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy. 8 hours is like bare minimum for me. Seriously. Like to this day, I literally still sleep for like 9 to 10 hours a night. But I sleep really well. I'm really lucky that I don't suffer with any anxiety unless it's like self-induced, like trying to be a degen, and drinking a shit ton of caffeine all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. So when did you start playing RuneScape? I guess like old school or just RuneScape in general. Did you play as a kid?
Yeah, I played when I was a kid, like the mini clip days.
Hell yeah.
Uh
Is that where you
so
were introduced
probably
to it?
yeah, probably like I think it was summer 2004 when they added it
Dude, that
on
is
there.
exactly when I started playing. Shit. Okay,
So
continue.
so I was like 9 years old, somewhere around
I
there.
was I was 9 too. God damn it. The glory
My
days.
I know, right? My older brother, he's 5 years older than me, and like I grew up with just him, so pretty much all the things I liked when I was a kid was all just shit my older brother liked. So I wasn't really a girly girl. I was definitely like a tomboy, and so shit like RuneScape, that's what I fucked with. And I played it just, however long I played it as a kid. I'm guessing on and off a couple years, never anything like intense. And then I picked it up again around, it was like right when EOC came out. And I played it pretty regularly for probably like 6 months. Then I quit. Um, and then after that, I didn't play again until mobile came out. And I would play mobile on the train when I would go to work. And then one day I just like decided to join a clan, found out what RuneLight was amongst a few other things, and then the game really just like opened up to me because before that it was all just like, it was very casually playing.
Yeah. When did you I just have to ask, when did you start using F keys? Do you use F keys?
I mean yes and no. I have a 12 key mouse, so I have F
Oh,
keys
Jesus. Okay.
on my mouse. I only use a few of them though. I use like inventory, uh, prayer, and spells.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I would say since I joined a clan, like they all were like, I guess on me to because I had no idea. Like I didn't know what RuneLight was. I remember
Mhm.
Googling like, is RuneLight bannable? Uh, and so I think it was probably within a few months, just because I had those clan members. But it was a few months into playing this account. I never did F keys when I was a kid or a
Yeah.
teenager or anything like that.
I guess that I part of the reason I ask is it sort of goes along with clients. It's like seriously, this game feels so barren and like almost hard to play if you don't get used to like F keys and you don't get used to client plugins and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I felt limited when used to play. Like when I first got back into old school, like I didn't even play since like 2007 or something. So getting back into it, I was still playing like a child, and then like developing, like understanding like, oh, this game has progressed, and like I can actually, you know, I don't know, just play the game smoother. Like that made the game experience way better. So
Yeah, I my mind was absolutely blown when I discovered RuneLight.
it's
Like,
fucking amazing. It's so good. Have you?
obviously they've put more stuff in the quality of life now in the base game, but like it's still Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like what is going on? Oh, do you ever play on mobile, by the way?
Uh Sometimes on a very rare occasion I'll play on mobile, like on my tablet or something. Um but that's just if I'm doing some like
Super AFK.
very
Yeah.
yeah, if I'm like running like priff laps or something,
Mm-hmm.
or just something very chill. Like it's nice because with agility now they have like true tile, then they have the agility highlight or whatever now in
Mm-hmm.
the mobile.
Yeah.
But generally I would say no, I do not like to play on mobile.
Yeah, I hate playing on mobile, but I think a lot of the reason was because I was playing when it like first came out. I actually got invited to one of the betas, like the first betas, and I
Oh
thought it was
wow.
like the fucking dopest thing ever because I was playing in class, you know what I mean, like on my phone. But it was so painful to play. But I'm never on mobile, by the way. I think the last time was when I got my mole pet on mobile. I just was like, I'm gonna go kill some giant mole on mobile in my bed, and I got the pet. But yeah, it's amazing. Like they've actually done a lot to it. Like I'm actually impressed with how much work they've put into it. I wish they could just implement RuneLight into it. I know that would just be probably still horrible because it's mobile, but it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Hopefully they add stuff. I mean, I think it seems like it's kind of like the progress when they started adding RuneLight features, that it was going kind of quick, and it seems like it's slowed down a bit. Just from what I've seen.
Mm.
I could be wrong, but like I don't know
No, you're
what.
right. Like they definitely just were pumping out stuff, and now it just feels like tweaks here and there.
Yeah, same with the new client, like the actual RuneScape client or whatever, the one that's on Steam. I feel like there's not that much on there either, but
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
that thing's still barren. You're right.
I think maybe they were trying to push stuff out because they were gonna ban clients, and then maybe they were like, this is a war we're losing, so why dump
Yeah.
all this time and resource into
Yeah.
our client when clearly RuneLight is what people want to use.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think I misunderstood initially. Yeah. You're right. It really is kind of pointless when you have RuneLight. Like, why even try? Like, I literally wouldn't blame them if they had just never come out with any quality of life. As long as they're gonna totally allow RuneLight for everything. If they start like trying to ban things, like, dude, your game fucking sucks without this. What are you trying to do? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they were going to try to do, but I think yeah, just probably time, resources, and the fact that no one wants to use the RuneScape client, even if they do add the stuff, because RuneLight's nice, it's open source, people add shit all the time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing they probably were just like, yeah, we can focus on that later.
So you're pretty good at the game. You got your little Fang kit. I saw that. Congrats.
Thank you, thank you. I didn't want to do it, but Jake was like, yeah, yeah, let's do it. I'm really glad I did.
Jake's awesome. He is so fucking good at the game too. I never when I first started watching his stream like years ago, he just seemed like an average player, but he is actually so goddamn good now, and he makes it look so easy.
He is fucking cracked. It's insane.
I know. He's insane. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he loves the game and he plays it a ton. But like, I'm glad that somebody that invests so much time in the game actually is really good. Like, it's cool to see.
Yeah, I feel like I've never met anyone who loves RuneScape as much as Jake does,
I
honestly.
know. I know. You're totally right about that. Like, just lives and breathes the game and is happy about it. He's like unapologetic too, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
I love
I
that.
wish I could have that feeling.
I
I feel like it feels like a chore, 90% of the time, but
I
I'm
know.
still addicted for some reason.
Yeah, let me actually ask because you've clearly had like some burnouts. I mean, I guess have you burnt out since discovering like RuneLight and everything?
Oh hell yeah.
Okay, like big burnouts where you just like actually just don't want.
Uh so after Next came out, and it was Next and then Leagues 3. And I did like 800 Next before Leagues 3, and then I did Leagues 3, and I maxed on Leagues 3. And I afterwards I was so upset because I got 0 drops in that like 800 Next, which a lot of it
Fuck
was
that.
small teams.
Oh,
And I didn't play for like a few months, probably. I just started playing Diablo instead. Um, I did like a season of Diablo, which that was even worse because I just get too obsessed playing that game. So I'm like, why am I doing this? I was just like, from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed, like I need to get rank. And so I think that's probably the worst burnout. I feel like streaming, obviously, I'll probably get another one eventually, but I feel like streaming has kind of um, done the opposite, where it's kind of ignited more of a desire to play the game, surprisingly.
that's good. Like I'm glad to hear that. That tends to happen. It just like I don't know. I don't want to like project my own experience because that's exactly what I'm about to do. But it's like sometimes, at least for me, I would like sort of box myself into certain content, and I felt like I couldn't get out of it. Like I felt like I built up like a stream experience for my viewers, where if I tried to do anything different on the game, people would just ask questions the whole stream, like, "Why are you doing this? You know what I mean?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate that shit. I didn't used to because I used to just be a total addict to this game, so it didn't even matter. But when like a burnout, I'm currently in the burnout. I'm actually like seeing the light out of it, like the tunnel. You know, I'm like
Yay!
I'm like seeing it, so I'm really happy about that. But yeah, when you're in that, it's like the last thing you want to do is just be questioned about why you're doing things in game. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, just let me play. You know what I mean?
Yesterday I was live. Okay, I was live for literally like 8 minutes, right? And a lot of the times I'll start out with like Corrupted Gauntlet
Yeah.
just to warm up. I have it green logged, but like it's a good way to warm up the clicks. And someone literally like 8 minutes in, I'm doing my first gauntlet. They're like, "Oh, taking a break from TOA."
Oh my god.
It's just like, I've been live for 8 minutes. I'm doing one gauntlet.
Yeah. It's that.
What?
It's that just pisses me off so bad. And it really shouldn't. I should just ignore it or just be like, okay, like this is how it is. But it's like, it's recurring. It's annoying.
Yeah, I want to change up my content a little bit, but I was so scared for like that first. I mean, now that I'm partnered, I keep saying, "Oh, it's gonna change when I'm partner," but I was so scared to change anything because I was like, I don't want the views to go down. I don't want
Exactly.
the engagement to go down, the follows. Like, I want to stay on this trajectory, so I will not change literally one thing that I'm doing until I get partnered.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
now I have the freedom to, switch things up, but I feel like there's a part of me that doesn't want to let go, Like I
Yeah,
don't
no,
want
you're
to
right.
I don't want to see things go down, but it's like I really shouldn't let that bother me.
Yeah, especially if you're not fully enjoying it because you know that it's not like it's just gonna like get any better. It's just gonna keep snowballing until eventually you do, and then you have almost resentment for it. Again, a lot of projection there, but it's just yeah, just
I still love TUA. It's just when I am being a bit of a silly girl and then plank like 5 times, and then everyone's telling me how bad I am, and then I'm like, well, I got my fan kit first try. Do you have a fan kit? That's the only time I feel like I get a little salty about it.
yeah. No, that's cool. I'm glad that you're enjoying the game for the most part, and you can enjoy it more on stream. That's good.
Yeah.
Um,
Clone
yeah.
helps. Clone helps definitely. I would not be partnered. I would not be able to stream or do anything without the help of Mr. Purple Clone and
Hell
Jake Z
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I don't know Purple Clone too well. I mean, he always says hi. He's a really nice guy, but he does just seem like a lovely fella.
He's literally the one of the most kind, sweet, just amazing people I've ever met. I'm
That's so
I'm I'm
good.
his number one fan, definitely.
I gotta say, that is one of the absolute. I feel like in these podcasts, because I've done like so many now, I just sometimes I feel like I go on the same topics over and over, which is definitely the case. But I feel like I almost lean more toward the negatives of streaming, where there are literally so many positives. Like one, like you mentioned with Purple Clone, like the viewers that are just the most wholesome people you've ever met ever, and you're like, like, why are you here? Like, why do you like me? Like, you're too good for me, almost. You know what I mean?
A
Like,
100%, 100%. Yeah, I have people like that where I'm like, "B- you are so great and wonderful and like perfect and what like why are you here? What
yeah,
are you doing? Shouldn't you have something better to do? Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's excuse me, it's totally true. Like, I have so many viewers where I'm like, and especially like after breaks and stuff that I've taken on stream, and they're still there, just like as if nothing happened, and they're just all love and like support. I'm like, who are you? Like, are you like a friend of mine, low key, that you're just like not sharing and you already know? Like, are you like my mom or something? Like, as
Yeah,
a different name?
that was my first thought. Are you my mom? Mom, are you trying to keep my views up right now?
That's what it feels like. Okay. Also, a little transition from RuneScape, I guess. I want to ask about your art background and just how you got into graphic design and Blender and stuff like that. I did watch the first like hour and a half of your appearance with Jake C. That was on Real Homie Hour, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't want to. I knew it was, but I didn't want to misspeak. Okay, so I did hear about it a little bit, but for the audience that maybe hasn't heard, if you want to just go into a little bit of your background, like, have you always been artistic?
Yeah, I think I've always been a bit of an artist, like in different forms, I suppose. I didn't really draw much as I got older because I felt like I was shit at drawing until I started doing digital art a few years ago. But I went to school for graphic design, and I pleasantly surprised myself, I guess, by learning the techniques I needed to learn to apply to my art. I'm like, oh shit, this is actually pretty good. Um, but yeah, I went to school for graphic design, and then one day, I don't even remember. I honestly don't remember what got me interested in Blender, but I saw it and was like, I've never worked with anything 3D. I took like 2D animation in college. Never anything 3D, but I just started, I guess, fucking around with 3D rendering before I did RuneScape. Anything RuneScape, it was just like really basic things. Like I would try to make like bottles and shapes and shit like that. And then I moved on to RuneScape. Yeah, and I didn't learn anything in school. It was all just stuff that I looked up. Stack Exchange and Blender Artists. Those two websites have literally taught me pretty much everything I've known. But yeah, I just tried to apply my, I guess, actual knowledge I got from school and apply that to working with Blender. And yeah, I started making thumbnails for people, and I guess it just kind of grew from there. A lot of my early work was literally 100% learning experiences the entire time.
That's like the best way to go about it. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, are you in school at all anymore? Do you have any plans to like continue like professionally with art, or are you kind of like good just doing your own thing with it?
I mean, I don't really, I mean, I was doing just thumbnails and things like that for people is pretty much my only way I was making income. Like I didn't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Um, wasn't making a whole lot of money, but enough that I could, live and go to TwitchCon, which was nice. Um, but I've scaled it back quite a bit. I think art is still my number one outlet. Like even though it's work, doing thumbnails, things like that for people, it still is like my number one creative outlet and the thing I enjoy doing the most. So I want to continue doing it for forever, I guess. It just scaled back a lot at this point. Like I haven't been taking any new clients because I've been focusing on streaming so much, but I definitely don't ever think I'm going to stop.
That's cool. I think that's just awesome to like have that as, isn't that crazy? Like the time we live in that you can literally just do that, like just have clients like in an unprofessional, I mean, I say unprofessional, but just like in a relaxed environment of just being able to do something you love just so easy. I don't know. I just think it's cool that we live in the internet age and just can do shit like that.
I need it because even before that, before I went to school, I've always been like self-employed. I haven't had an hourly job since I was probably like 18 because I was a hairstylist and I would rent my own chair. Like I do not do well with having a boss. I need
Me
to wake
neither.
up when I want to wake up, come in whenever I want to come in, and make my own rules. So it's absolutely wonderful, yeah, and it fits in with I guess what I need.
That's cool. Yeah, you're totally right about having a boss. Jesus Christ, I fucking hated having a boss so much. I used to work.
Same.
I used to work at a Dollar Tree. I
I
would.
love that store.
I mean, now it's like nothing in there is even a dollar anymore. It's like $2 basically. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was weird. Like growing up, Dollar Tree literally meant $1. Now it's like nothing in there is a dollar. Maybe like 10% of it's a dollar.
Back
But
in my day.
yeah, working. I'm just surprised like it's still even called dollar store. Like clearly, like we've like inflation and shit. Like just call it the $2 store at this point. But yeah, I worked there and like holy shit, I had to wake up at like 3:30 to get there by 4:30 to like work in the warehouse and get everything like
4:30 in the morning?
yeah. And I only worked part time. Like I would only go there for like 6 hours, maybe 4 days a week. But it was
Fuck that.
I still just absolutely hated it. I'm like and the worst part was is it wasn't like making money for myself. It was literally making money to pay for school. So and I didn't have like any vision with school, you know what I mean? I was just doing it because my parents like it felt like something I needed to do. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Ugh.
working and then having a boss just tell you what to do as if you're like a lesser human being. You know what I mean?
100%. I worked at Xbox when I was
What,
younger.
wait, what's that? Like you worked
Uh,
at Expo? Like I'm confused.
I did like customer support.
Oh, okay. It's like actually like Xbox, like the video game console.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, it was atrocious.
I can
It
only
was
imagine.
awful. I had a great manager for such a long time, and then I switched. Like he moved somewhere else, so I got a new manager that fucking did not like me. So I was so used to having a manager that I could literally text and it would be like, "Hey, can I not come in? I'm tired." And he'd be like,
Hmm.
"Yeah." To a manager, it's like you're like 5 minutes late. Like you're getting like a informal but still written warning,
God
basically.
damn it. Yeah, that's
Like
obnoxious.
absolutely no slack whatsoever. I worked there for like a year and a half, and then eventually I went to school for hair a while after that when I left that job.
Do you still know how to style hair?
Yeah, I mean I still do my own hair. Um I don't think I've gone to a hair salon. I think the last time I got my hair done by anyone else was when I was working at a hair salon, which I stopped when COVID happened. But I cut my own hair, I color my own hair. Pretty much every single IRL friend that I have, I've done their hair. Um, I really like just doing bright, fun stuff, but I got kind of burnt out just because of my last job. I kind of realized I don't really like working with the public, doing a service on people, I
Yeah.
guess, where they're right in front of you and it's anxiety and some people are just you can't fucking please them no matter what. So it burnt me out a bit, but I still have a passion for it, definitely.
Yeah. How did do you mind sharing like a horrible experience? I'm like asking about the horrible experience, but like I can only imagine how like that sounds anxiety inducing. Like just having to do something for somebody on the spot right there and they're paying for it. Like Jesus.
Well, I worked in a really nice salon, like right downtown. Um, and so the clients were definitely like wealthier people. Like I charged way less than the owner of the salon. She would charge, I think, $125 for a haircut.
Holy.
So it was a very high-end
Yeah.
salon. Um, but just I guess the expectation of perfection, where it's like obviously as a hairstylist, you go get your hair done. You want it to look good. Obviously, you don't want shit to be crooked. Like when it's styled, it's gonna look nice. Of course, that's what you expect, which
Hmm.
would be something that I would always do. But like a lot of people also, I think people that have issues with their own self-confidence, for example, like say, I want my hair cut like this. They show a picture. You can cut that person's hair exactly like that, but because they're not happy with the way they look and their own appearance, you can
Mm.
literally do it exactly how they want it to the picture, but because they don't look like that picture that they showed you, they don't like it. And so they
God.
hate it because they don't like how themselves look, you know? So
Oh.
I think people like that, and also just I feel like uh there was a lot of emotional labor that I had to deal with the owner. I love her, but it was tough for me. I had a lot of responsibilities and took care of a lot of stuff, and I felt like I was constantly, I don't know, had to be there for her and like do a lot of stuff for her that it just
Mm.
it got kind of draining. I had a boyfriend at the time, and I would literally like tell him, when you come in, can you like make up something like we have to go like grab your stuff
Oh,
like
that's the. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
because if he didn't, then like
Yeah. I
I would
know.
probably need to stay to help her with doing something or a favor or whatever. So it just got to be a lot, and as soon as COVID happened, I was like, fuck yeah, and I just never went back.
Good for you. Yeah, no, like that sucks. It's always awkward when there's like that fine line of the person's not doing anything wrong, but you just feel on edge or you feel like you can't even communicate with them. You know what I mean? Like just having the feeling of having to tell your boyfriend to make up something just to get out of something. Like that's a horrible experience, even though it's relatively like nothing, but it's ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just like feeling obligated. Like it's not like I would be made to do anything, but if I didn't, and it's not even that she would guilt me, but I would just feel guilty,
Yeah, that's not good.
you know? So it was
Mhm.
just yeah.
Shit. Um, yeah. Oh, somebody. Okay, actually, let me like find this topic. Oh yeah. So Ron Plays Games has a question. It's regarding hair. When are we going to see the next color streaks in your hair? I gotta ask.
Well, I haven't done my for anyone that watches, I haven't done my roots at all. They've been growing out a lot. Uh just because I've been giving my hair a break. Pink is my favorite color. Anyone who also watches my streams, if they've seen the throwback e-girl photo, that's a channel point redemption. You've seen that I used to have fully pink hair. That was my go-to. Um, I planned on keeping the pink, but I did ask Ron what his favorite color was. He said blue, so we might see blue streaks, some Skotizhoe Riz with the blue streaks. Not sure, but that might happen eventually.
Would you ever do yellow?
I have done yellow.
Oh, really?
I've done literally every color. I think when I was maybe in my ID, actually. I need to get a new one, actually. It's about to expire, but my hair was literally uh, one side was blue, one side was, I think, pink, and then in the front was like yellow, purple. I don't even. I've had my hair every single color. At one point, I had a rainbow. I've had Yeah, I think one of the wildest ones I had was when I used to just have the side of my head shaved, both sides. I have it shaved all the way underneath now as well, but the side that was shaved, that I'd part my hair on, it was completely like neon yellow going into pink and then going into blue.
Damn.
I'll see if
That's insane. Yeah.
I think I probably have a picture.
I'll need to see that. Do you want to pull it up on stream or just like later?
Yeah, let me find it.
Okay.
I have this whole folder that's where I actually grab most of those pictures because I like to save everything. I've had all of my phone pictures from every single phone I've ever had since I
Holy
was
shit.
probably 14.
So do you ever like go through, like, do you ever have like a moments in the day where you're just like bored and you just like scroll through like photos?
Oh yeah, all the time. I love it.
Do you ever get like, I don't know. I kind of have the same thing. Like I have photos from 2015 and whenever I look back there, I almost get like depressed for some reason. Like it's like that those times are gone and never will come back, you know? Like
Yeah,
I get
I
like
feel that
emotional
I
about it,
feel
I
that
think.
I feel that way sometimes too because I look back like I wouldn't change anything. I'm very happy with the way I guess my life is going now, but sometimes when I do look back at things, I'm like, holy shit, like I was going out every weekend. I had so many friends. I was always doing so many new things, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously my life has changed a lot. I pretty much just sit at home doing nothing now, but I still wouldn't change things. I'm happy with the way it's turned out. Okay, there's that. It's
Okay.
sending to you right now.
Okay.
That's me and my best friend.
Okay, I gotta pull this up 1 second.
I think I was 19 in this picture.
That is the brightest. I was not expecting a yellow that bright. I'll be honest. Like that's like neon. Is that like yellow or green? It's like from the lighting. It's yellow, right?
Yeah, it's neon. So that's yeah, all those colors were actually neon. Like if I was under a black light, they would shine in the black light. They were
Damn,
very,
that's
very,
cool.
very vibrant. My hair was so fucking fried though.
What
I'm looking at
is
that
that?
picture.
What is on your arm right there?
It's candy.
How many? Wait, that's all candy.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Like how did you even lift your arm like that? There's so much scrap on there.
But it wasn't heavy. It was fine.
Okay. That looks sick though. Like that, yeah, that just looks like living life right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That in that place at that show, it was the alcohol laws are more lax out in the middle of nowhere. I don't remember where that was. It might have been like Spokane or something, but you could get drinks and walk around the whole venue even though it was like a 16 plus venue. And so my best friend, she would get drinks and she'd be like, "Here, have some." And one of our friends actually got caught. He almost got thrown out, but one of the people throwing it talked to like the bouncer or something because we were both like being degens and taking sips off of our friends' drinks while we were under 21.
Yeah, that's an, oh, so would you ever get hair like that again?
I mean that haircut or the hair color?
Just everything like that. Like, would you get that again?
Probably not. I I had my hair short for my whole life until COVID happened. I decided to grow it out. Like it's been the longest it's ever been in my whole life, literally for the past few years now. Um, and I think I still like my shorter hair, but I realized I think other people like my hair longer more. So I guess it's just that weird feeling of like, I get so many compliments on it now. I don't want to do anything to it. But my hair's so black, like I don't color it. It's just jet black naturally. And it takes a lot to bleach it. It has to be pretty much white to do something that neon. So my
Yeah,
hair
I
was
was gonna
so
say.
it was so fucking fried and I can't do that. Like the front of my hair right now being pink, even that alone is just the damage that's on it. It's nowhere near as bad, especially because since I was a
Mm,
hairstylist, I actually know what to do and the products to use, to I guess ease the damage. But I don't think I could do it again because I like my hair being healthy now. I'm too used to it being healthy.
yeah. So I'm just curious because I feel like I feel like I'm in a good place where I can keep my hair healthy. Like I'm a dude, so my hair is like getting, thinner over like every freaking year, which sucks. But like what would you suggest for people? I know this is just completely off topic. What would you suggest for like optimal hair health? Like the reason I ask is because I've heard, I feel like I've never seen any science about it. It's just like all, just like bro science sort of like never shampoo, or like if you shampoo every day, like your hair is going to like become shit.
You should not shampoo every day. That is true.
Okay. So
That's terrible for your hair.
So why is it terrible? So even if, let me ask this, because, like, why is it terrible? Is it just because it dries it out?
Yeah, so what happens when you shampoo every day, what you're doing is you're stripping the natural protective oils off of your scalp and off of your hair. And obviously you put conditioner on and that replaces some of those oils, but you're drying out your scalp so much. That's why people's hair will get greasy in like a day, is because your scalp is so deprived of moisture that it's overproducing oil at like an obscene amount to try to compensate for the dryness. So, I mean, pretty much what I would recommend to everyone is try not to wash your hair a lot. Like, it's going to be greasy for a while, but like every 3 days is a good amount, I guess. Don't buy shit from the grocery store. You can go to Ulta and get like professional shampoo and conditioner for cheap. I use stuff that's like paraben sulfate free, so it doesn't get sudsy. But I have curly hair. It's really coarse, so it's definitely better for someone like me. But I think just not shampooing every day and try not to buy shit from the grocery store is probably the best advice to give to most people.
So can you condition every day?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to condition, you can every day. I don't do that because I don't wet my hair every day. I usually flat iron it, so that would just be obscene. I would have to blow dry it and flat iron it every day, which would fry the shit out of it. But yeah, you can do like conditioner every day. You just want to put it on your ends and kind of stay off the scalp.
Interesting. So conditioning your scalp would have a negative effect?
It wouldn't have a negative effect, but it would make it, it'd probably get greasy faster.
Okay.
Like when you shampoo, you should really only do your scalp, not the length of your hair, and then it's the opposite with conditioning.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess I wonder because like I also heard of these things. Like I actually tried to do no washing my hair at all for 2 weeks. That was like the goal, was like just don't wash my hair for 2 weeks just to see like what happens if I could just, and I made it like a week. I made it like 8 days or something, and I was just like, this is so gross. And I think part of it was like because I'd also go out in the hot sun and walk, and I'd just get like super fucking sweaty. And so going in, it's just like I feel like I need to shower. Like I can see for like a sedentary lifestyle or just like not doing vigorous exercise where you're actually just smelly and sweaty.
You could still just do water. Like for people that work out a lot, it's like, oh, I need to shampoo my hair every day because I get sweaty. You can still just use water, and you can scrub your scalp with water. It's gonna get it clean. You just don't want to be shampooing every day.
Okay, interesting. Well, thanks. I'm gonna
If you want any other hair advice, the DMs are always open.
Okay.
I can give you product recommendations, whatever you need.
Yeah, actually, I actually would want to see if I'll reach out to you after the stream because I'll show you. I just want to show you what I use for shampoo and conditioning. You can judge it. You can judge it based on the ingredients. All right. Okay, so here's a few topics from West Ham. And these are actually good. You know what? Shout out to fucking West Ham for just
don't shout him out. His are generic. They're so no. I told him like you asked the most low effort questions.
They are low effort, but I still appreciate them because I'm curious. I guess it's a selfish thing. I want to hear about it. But you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I'm gonna take back the crazy shout out. I'm just gonna give like a medium shout out to him. You're right. Okay, so he asks plans for the future on Twitch. And you know what? I'm going to help him out on this one. I'm going to narrow it down a little bit. Plans for, well, I guess I'm barely narrowing it. But, like, how do I say this? I guess I'll just keep it brief. Like, plans for this year, I guess, but also plans for... Do you have any plans for like maybe drifting off of RuneScape, or is RuneScape the reason you want to stream? And I know it's like so early in your streaming thing. It's probably not even, I don't know. Anyway.
I definitely would like to change up things a bit. I was thinking I still haven't actually came up with the full-on plan yet. But I do have like a UIM. I need to start playing again. What I was thinking about changing things would be still do my raids because that's just my favorite thing to do in the game. It has been for uh I don't know, maybe a year and a half, close to 2 years or something. I only did chambers back then before Toa, but like I've always loved doing raids, but I think I would like to mix it up with maybe doing like UIM stuff in raids or doing like a group Iron Man. I was talking to Clone about doing one with him. I think that would be really fun. Uh, Other than that, I would like to maybe do some art streams. Just with like Blender. I have a lot of people always asking me about that. And with other games, I was thinking about maybe doing 1 day a week, for example, where I could do something like art or I can play another game. I definitely think I want to keep the focus on RuneScape just because that's the community I know. And I feel like, I guess, I feel like the people that I want to watch me if I play another game is still the same community, you know? Like
You're right. Yeah.
if I play Borderlands or Diablo or something, it's not necessarily that I want to capture people from the Diablo community. I want it to be the same community that I've been building that's okay with variety. You
Yep.
know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah, that's interesting. It's so interesting because I feel like almost everyone kind of feels that way. You just want to have variety, but you don't even want to meet new people. Almost, you just want to like do it with the same people.
It's not that I want to don't it's not that I don't want to meet new people.
But
It's
it's like
just like
that's not the goal at all. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I
Just
meant.
doing something a little bit different just so it feels a little I guess less monotonous, which
Yeah.
I don't feel that way at all now, but I'm sure I will eventually. So I think it would be a cool thing to do. I've
Do,
just been doing I do art streams sometimes now on the Discord, but I think maybe eventually I'd like to do them on stream.
do you have any plans for YouTube?
I do have a YouTube. I only have one video on there right now. Well, one public video. My first ever YouTube video was something that Guns Chili actually paid me to make for him. He just wanted me to kind of go over my process and show him how I make things like clothes. And so
Hmm.
I made a video for him and then I gave him the file. I don't know if you follow or like are into his stuff, but he has this like sweatshirt, like this hoodie that his character is wearing now, and that's something that I made for him.
Oh, that's
Um,
sick.
but public stuff, I have one video up where it's the full process of making some clothes for my RuneScape character and then posing it, rendering it, doing all the post processing. Um, so I'd like to do probably more art stuff. I was thinking about like maybe I could try to do some actual content. But I think with what I'm doing right now on stream, I don't really feel like there's much content there unless I made like shorts or something. Like
Hmm.
watch me die a bunch and rage, you know, or like
Yeah.
watch me get no purples. So I think maybe if I do like the group Iron Man or when I start on the UIM, I could maybe do some YouTube. It's definitely something I would like to get into. I just don't really have a vision for it yet.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna have it linked in the description. So I'll just remind people right now. Go down in the description and follow Skotizhoe on all our socials. We'll have our Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, pros. You know what? The more I'm reading this, you're totally fucking right. God damn it. These are really generic.
That's what I told him. I was like, come up with something better. And he's like, I can't think of anything.
I just liked it because it seemed like all encompassing, sort of. But yeah, you're right. Pros and cons with streaming. We've already sort of talked about this just briefly, but I actually want to, I guess, go a little bit deeper. So yeah, what are like the best things? And I guess I'll kind of just narrow it down a little bit by saying best things you didn't anticipate, and then the worst things. You know what? Let's not do the absolute worst things, but you can name a few cons because there's some shit on Twitch.
Pros, well, one of them that I wasn't necessarily expecting. I was thinking when I would start streaming that I would play the game out of, I guess, obligation, but
Mm.
I was pleasantly surprised with the fact that I feel like it has genuinely made me enjoy the game more. Um, I think also other pros, just the fact that I feel like I've really started, I feel like I've really built a community in such a short amount of time. Like people, the regulars I see every stream that are always rooting for me, always in the Discord, always chatting. Um, I really just, I guess, wasn't expecting to build such a community of people I've never met. I was thinking, oh, my regulars will be people that I already knew from
Yeah.
being a chatter on Twitter. But there's so many people that I'd never talked to before I started streaming that are just fucking amazing. And I'm like, where did you come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think those two things are probably the biggest pros that are, I guess, things I didn't expect. Pros of things I did expect. Um, I mean, of course, it's awesome that I'm like, wow, instead of wasting all of my time playing RuneScape and getting nothing for it, I can waste all my time playing RuneScape and make money for it. So that's pretty cool. That's a
Uh-huh.
pretty cool pro.
It is.
Uh, and then with cons, I think I feel like there honestly hasn't really been very many cons. Thankfully, I feel like most of the things that people say to me that are negative, I've kind of taken the attitude that it's like I thought about it one day and it kind of blew my mind, even though it was so obvious that I was like, okay, in my whole life as a woman, I've never had someone say something mean to me for no reason that was like an attractive person.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
you're 100% right.
no one who's like hot and like well adjusted, successful, even just not even just that, even just hot. I've never had someone rip on me or my appearance for no reason that was attractive. Not once. So that has made me, I guess, be able to deflect the negatives that, you know, happen, which it's not common at all that people say things like that. But I just pretty much let that stuff roll off of me 99.999% of the time.
Yep.
Other cons, I mean, the only other con I can really think of is uh I guess occasionally being made uncomfortable by people, I guess, overstepping
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yep.
But I feel like I'm in my Discord server 24/7. Most of the time after stream, we'll watch TV in there for like 6 hours.
Jesus.
And we love watching trash TV. We've watched like Too Hot to Handle, what the fuck else? The what's it? The blind. What is it called? The show where they can't see each other and they have to get married.
I don't I haven't
Um,
watched it. I'm assuming something blind dating or something. I
the
have no
blind,
idea.
whatever the fuck it's called. They have to talk through like these pods and then they decide if they want to get married.
Mm.
Uh, that show, just shows like that. It's really, I feel like because I'm so active in that in my community in that way that people really don't overstep because they don't, I guess, feel the need to reach out to me privately when I'm pretty much always available.
Yep.
Um, I would say those are pretty much the only cons, and they haven't really been anything major. I would say generally it's been a very positive experience, and 99.9% of the people that are there are very respectful and are cool.
Yep. Yeah, you're right though. I mean, I've had a few women on the cast and just like streamers and talking about like, and I've been in, you know, a girl's stream where just like fucking weirdos just say and ask the weirdest shit. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, I get uncomfortable to the point where I need to leave the stream almost. I'm just like, I don't even want to see where this goes, basically. So I feel bad in a way because of how many like incels there are just online in general, and the fact that like just the anonymity of it all, like that you don't have to suffer like the consequences of your actions or like the way you behave on Twitch. It's just like, yeah, it's bad. I mean, even as a guy, it happens of just like being totally bullied. But like you said earlier, like nobody that has a healthy like relationship with themselves or just like are in a good place in life in general would ever do something like so horrible to another person, just like anonymously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Like it's people, yeah, people can be a little bit silly, but at the end of the day, I would say it's mostly okay. I think I'm also such a opinionated person, like in the fact that I speak my mind and I'm not passive about that kind of stuff. That I think what I think that does is the people that might be like habitual line steppers, they don't really stick around for long
Mm-hmm.
because I will tell someone like, you are making me uncomfortable, stop. And if they don't stop, then I just ban them, you know?
Yep. Yep. That's good. Just, yeah. Okay. Proudest achievement.
Proudest of West Ham, these questions. My proudest achievement, probably, I mean, just probably getting partner. If it's like stream related, I would say
Yeah.
my proudest achievement is putting in the hours, which of course significantly less than a lot of people. So I don't mean to say that in a way that undermines people that worked a lot harder than me, but I guess just sticking to something, putting in the hours, putting in the time, investing myself into it, and then getting partner was it's definitely the fucking coolest thing that I can think of that I've done in a very long time, if not ever.
And now when you go to TwitchCon, you can have your little partner badge.
I know, literally last year I went there. Well, I wasn't even thinking I was going to be able to go into the con because I was banned at the time. And
What? You were banned on Twitch?
oh, I was perm IP banned.
What the fuck? Okay, do you want to go into this?
Yeah,
Can I
yes,
ask about it? Okay.
Yes, I didn't do anything wrong. I
Oh,
think
okay.
that's why I
I'm
guess
like, holy
probably
shit, there's
got
a dark
partnered.
side. Like,
No,
what?
there's not a dark side.
Okay.
So you know how like Noble has gotten banned multiple times because
Yeah, but
clearly
he
there's
has a
someone
dark
that
side. No, I'm kidding.
yes, but
Yeah, but
clearly
yeah.
there's someone that reports in his
Oh, yeah,
stream,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And one day his internet went out, and I jokingly was like, "Lol, it was me." And someone reported that, and I got perm IP banned for violent threats and DDoSing.
What the fuck?
And then they banned my other account for ban evasion. And so it was about
Holy shit.
it was close to 2 months. I was on Twitch on a VPN on another account.
Yeah.
After about like a month and a half, they denied the appeal on Skotizhoe,
Oh my
and
God.
I was like, what the fuck? I felt so upset, defeated, like just completely dejected. I was really upset. And then uh I got an email one day. This is like literally a few days before TwitchCon. I got an email that was like so and so is live, and I'm like, what? Like, why am I getting an email when for one I had those turned off, for two my account's literally banned? Like that's rude, Twitch. But I go and I'm like, wait, it says Skotizhoe. So apparently when you get banned and then you get unbanned, it resets things like your contact preferences. And so the only reason I know that I knew I got unbanned was because I got that email. So I went and logged in, it was unbanned. So was my other account. And this was literally like a week before TwitchCon. And I wouldn't have been able to go otherwise because your ticket is tied to your account. And
Holy shit.
if you're
Yeah.
perm banned, you can't go. So yeah, that was the story of how I got perm IP banned and then I got unbanned.
That is, it reminds me of like the early days of RuneScape where you would just like say something really stupid, you know, just like something a little bit edgy and you would just get muted like permanently basically or just banned. Like they never do that in RuneScape anymore. It's I swear people can just do anything they want unless it's like absolutely on the front page of Reddit and everything. And even then sometimes and we even saw it with Hanani's like situation of McKeown
That guy
or whatever.
that guy did get full on banned though
I
in
mean,
the
he
past
did
like I
now
think week.
after
Yeah.
after
Six
7
months.
months.
Yeah.
But you see that, like, but you're right. Like, Twitch has like zero tolerance with that shit. Like, some guy, who was it? some guy that just literally pretended he was like, I'm 13 in May, you know, like that little stupid joke people would say where you're just like pretending to be a kid. And he literally just said something and he got banned because you're not allowed to be on Twitch until you're like 13 or something. And
Yeah, don't say you're 12. Don't say you're 12.
Don't lie about your age. Like if you're underage at all, like just don't. Jesus, but I'm really sorry to hear about. That sounds like absolutely awful, especially to have your appeal denied initially. Like, Jesus, what are they thinking?
The only reason they did it is because like, so in the appeal on the Skotizhoe account, my appeal was really like short. I was like, what? I didn't do anything wrong. But on the second account that they banned, I actually put like a very long explanation as to like, clearly I didn't do anything wrong. Like, this person's my friend. Like, I was in the chat for the rest of the night. You can read it and see that there was like clearly a positive interaction. Like, it was a joke. So and so, like, the reason why I used this account was because I was wrongfully banned. And yeah, so they unbanned that one, then they unbanned Skotizhoe. And yeah, so because they already denied the appeal, I didn't get the email on that one. And yeah, I just got the notification that was like, so and so is live. And it was a very wild experience. I'm very glad that it's over. I was very worried about like, you're gonna have to rebrand everything. Like, you can't be Skotizhoe anymore.
Yeah, but that sounds awful. I'm sorry.
It's all over now.
Yeah. So how was TwitchCon? I know in the Real Homie Hour, you were just saying how that was like one of the best weeks of your life, basically. Just how much fun it was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just meeting everyone, all the experiences I had. I met so many new people as well, but like it truly was incredible. Like I spent like 90% of the time with Jake. We get along so well. Did a lot of stuff at the based house, and then also went to like the homie house, and then we even went to the PK house one night. That was pretty fun. I met Abyss, Vank, all of them.
That's cool.
I really like Abyss. Me and him get along really well.
I know. It's weird because, there's like that weird sentiment in the OSRS community where like PK are bad, almost like not really that way, but you know what I mean? Where it's just like a separate community almost.
Well, also I think the personas that people play up, on stream
you kind of
versus
need
real
to,
life.
that's exactly. But no, I actually really enjoy Abyss's streams, and like, yeah, he just seems like a really chill dude, to be honest. Even though it's not like my stream style, like the baiting of subs and all that stuff. I mean, I still bait my own subs, but like, you know what I mean? But I could imagine meeting him in real life would be really cool. And
Someone
all those guys too.
And I'll ban Sater right now.
But like, like Eli's like, I had him on the cast and he's just like the most chill dude ever. And I'm like, you just don't, I don't know. I think it's on me for just not having participated in the PK community much, because I just don't know everybody in there. And it feels weird when you're not a PKer yourself to kind of like get invested in it. But
yeah. Like,
all those guys are cool.
I'm not a PKer either. And literally, so before TwitchCon, the only PKer I watched was Ditter. Which I don't even know how we became friends, but he was the only one I watched, and that's just because I love him as a person. And so yeah, after TwitchCon, I'm like, okay, yeah, I met Eli, I met Abyss, I met Vank, a few other people. Then I started watching them, but yeah, Abyss is such a sweetheart. He literally asks anytime they go and like travel or they're gonna do something, he's like, yo, Skotizhoe, come through. We're gonna be here. You should come stay. We should hang out. Or he's always like, next time we throw a party, like, you need to come because it's only a few hour flight.
That's cool. Yeah, he's a friendly guy. When I watched that video, I know Seth like uploaded his video onto like his whole experience with TwitchCon, and like seeing that video of like Ignoble and him making up. Like it just like, I was like, Abyss is a fucking cool guy. Like the fact that he's just like so chill about it, because I heard about like the drama that went down. Like obviously it's just completely past at this point. Nobody cares, but just saying that, I was like, yeah, he seems pretty chill.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, apparently Vank is pretty chill too. I mean, he definitely, like, just based off of his stream, just like the loudness and everything, it's just like kind of hard to like.
a complete 180. I feel like he is very aggressive on stream.
I know.
But he was, I feel like he was like pretty quiet and yeah, just very very friendly guy. Very very friendly.
Yeah, I think, okay, so I have when I first started streaming, there was a guy named Troll Rage who was one of my viewers, and he used to stream as well. And I just remember being in his stream, and then I saw Vancouver07, that was his name at the time, like in his chat, and he was like the most lovely dude ever. And then I remember watching his stream like later, I was like, is this the same guy? Like, what the fuck? Like, this is not what I imagined. But it really is just kind of like the persona that you kind of need to put on to, like, I don't know, make an entertaining stream. And if you put yourself in there, it kind of ends up being your stream persona. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't mean
definitely.
that's how you act in real life.
The PKers are rowdy. I feel like you got to have a little bit of
Hella
edge
rowdy.
to,
Yeah.
to
No,
keep them in check.
You're totally right. Yeah, I really want to get Ditter on the cast. I really want to. I mean, I want to meet everybody in person at this point. But like, I think Ditter's like just one of the wildest dudes ever. Like, he's crazy.
He was so low key at TwitchCon because he had lost his passport and everything.
Yeah, holy shit.
And the night I met him, he like smoked too much weed, so he was just like silent the whole time.
Oh fuck! Did he seem like sad or something?
Yes, he was quiet and very sad the entire time.
Damn.
He is lovely though, even though he's a child. I can't believe he's like 21.
Dude, wait, isn't West Ham also like 21 or 22 or
West Ham's
something?
22, yeah.
Didn't
Well,
he just
iPad
turn
kid.
22 or something? Yeah, like I just feel like everyone's kind of like my age, like 26, 27, 28-ish. And then when I hear
100%.
then when I see these, I'm like, what the fuck? You're like a baby.
It's like, why do you play this game? You didn't play this game in 2004 during the like. I literally wonder that. It's like when you were a kid, you had such better games to play. Why is this your game?
It must be something with like the older siblings or like an older friend that you just wanted to look up to.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. No, I fucking love West Ham. West Ham's a good ass guy. I would love to meet him.
He the story of how I guess we have gotten so close is a little silly. I can share that. So
share it. Let's hear it.
This is pretty recently. I was just in my stream, and someone comes in there and is like, "Hey, West Ham." He said something like, "West Ham likes you," or "West Ham thinks you're cute," or something like that. And I was like, "Huh?" And then I repeated it back to him, like, "Well, what do you mean?" Like, "Oh, West Ham, I heard that you think that I'm cute." Looking right at the camera, knowing that it would be clipped. And then, God. So that person clipped it, sent the clip to West Ham in his stream, and then he raided me that night. And so ever since then, everyone has just, that's just any stream pretty much I go to, if I'm in like Dino stream, Perp stream, Skidler stream, literally anyone that knows both of us, it's like, it's pretty much just a conversation about me and him dating.
Yeah. I go into his stream and I swear every time I pop in, there's something that has to do with you, or just the fact that like, hey, West Ham, why are you always just in girls streams? Like, what's up with that, man? Like, why don't you hang out with the homies?
He is always in my stream. He has like almost 3 days watch time, I'm pretty sure, and we've known each other for a couple weeks, so
yeah. Oh, that's funny. The thing is, he takes it so well, like I don't know. I just love the guy. I think he's awesome. I think he has a great stream too.
Even though he pretends to be British, he's cool.
Yeah. Does he pretend to be British? What do you mean by that?
Well, he's Swedish.
I know, but I've never noticed him trying to be British.
Well, his accent. What do you mean? He talks.
Is that it? Like, I honestly can't. I've never noticed that. Maybe it's just because I'm uncultured and I just don't care. But
well, have you ever heard like most people who are Swedish speak English? Like, have you ever listened to like Opie's stream?
I'm like no, I'm not imagining OP stream, but I'm imagining somebody that's Swedish talking. I don't know. I guess you're right. Like he definitely doesn't talk Swedish. You're right, but I never connected like him trying to sound British.
Well, he claims it's from his internet friends growing up, but I just like to make
Mm,
fun of him and just tell him that he's pretending to be British.
that's funny. Would you ever go to like a Rune Fest, or do you like more like local things in the States?
Oh yeah, 100%. If they had it this year, I would so go. I think I might go to TwitchCon Paris. I'm at least going to Vegas, but I would definitely a million times go to RuneFest. I wish it was happening this year. Sad.
Yeah, I'm excited to go to these things. I
Are
think.
you gonna go now?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go to Paris, but I'm definitely going to try to make it to Las Vegas. I don't have any like plans set yet, but those are things I want to do now.
Gonna try to make it. We have 8 months to plan it. It's like a 2 hour flight. Come
I know.
on.
No, I'm saying like I will go, but I'd be lying by saying I have plans because I don't have an actual plan yet. Like I just haven't made any plans, but I do want to go and I will go. I just, again, don't have plans right now. Mainly because it was just like, I don't know, so busy with the move and everything like that. I get really wrapped up in my mind about certain things. Like it overwhelms me. And so I can't think of, it's hard for me to think of like new things when I'm so invested in something that's currently going on in my life. Like moving across the country back home and like living on my own was like stressful for me because I just haven't ever done it. And like the
Oh
last thing
yeah.
I'm thinking of is like, oh, let's start planning for this. It's like I need to get my life together first, you know?
I'm the same way. I feel like I'll fixate on a goal and like that'll be the only thing I think of until I'm satisfied with it, I guess.
Yeah. I'm going to the based cabins in Tennessee though this April, which I'm so excited because I've never had any meetup yet besides with like Ryan, who's one of my viewers, and he lived in Alabama when I was out there, and he made an effort to come visit, and so we like hung out and stuff. But I've just never been. I mean, I'm extremely introverted, but I was also like not. I don't know. When you're like a total degen, it's sometimes kind of embarrassing to like go meet people when you're not at your best. You know, like you're just like
Oh
not at
yeah,
your best.
100%.
So that's how I kind of felt for at least a couple years of just like, ugh, I don't want to go meet people and then think. I don't know. It's just something about that. Like I don't want to meet people when I'm not at my best or when I'm not like, you know, at a point where I want to just.
I spent a lot of time prepping before TwitchCon to make sure I was happy. I didn't. Okay, I'm like a soda addict. Like I love drinking Coke. It's my
Mhm.
favorite. I didn't drink it for literally like 2 months because I was whitening my teeth constantly, all the way up until TwitchCon. Like I was very committed to
That's
like
yeah.
I wanted to look my best. I wanted to feel my best.
That's
I'm like
exactly.
I'm debuting myself in real life to all of my internet friends. It gotta look good.
That's exactly how I feel. It's because, and then the worst thing is like, it would be fine to go meet everybody for the first time if I'm not my best, if I don't feel like I'm working on being my best. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like whatever. This is who I am at this point. But I knew I could be better. Like
Yeah,
just with everything,
definitely.
like just getting in shape as well because I had completely gotten out of the habit of like exercising for years when I first started streaming, and just that alone put me like lower mentally and stuff, and so I just needed to improve myself a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
But I will definitely be going to TwitchCon. I just want to meet everybody now. Like that's all I want to do.
West Ham is literally going, and that's like a 20-hour flight, so you have to
Oh
go.
hell, if West Ham's going, I'm going. I'll hang out with West Ham.
Yeah, he already he's going also to that music festival thing, the When We Were Young, which made me laugh so hard because I'm like, I saw all of these bands when you were like 6 for like $30 at Warped Tour.
Oh my god.
And like I have this pair of shorts that I got at Warped Tour 2008, and I literally was like, West Ham, I wore shorts last week that I got when you were 8 years old.
You should just base every major event in your life off of how old West Ham was.
That's pretty much what I do. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh
He's
my god.
he's my little iPad kid, you know?
So you're 27, right?
Yeah, I'll be 28 in a month.
Nice. Isn't that crazy? Like approaching 30, because I'm also approaching 30. My birthday's in June. I'm turning 28 then.
I feel like it's kind of wild, but also like I feel like the older I've got, the I feel like my um I guess my self-worth has improved the older I've got. So I feel like because of that I've got less worried about um age. Obviously with like being a woman, it's uh the way society acts is like women expire after the age of like 26,
Mm.
and you know, I don't want kids or anything like that. So to me it's like according to like the creeps of the world, I've already expired and failed myself as a woman because I'm not married with kids or don't want to do that. So like
Well, it's a good thing you're not trying to impress creeps.
exactly. So it's like at this point it's like I just don't even let those kind of thoughts creep into my mind. You know, I feel
Yeah.
more confident than I ever have and like the way I look. So pretty much to me, it's like, oh shit, I am kind of getting old, but it's not really anything negative.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. Uh yeah. I just lost my train of thought. There was something you said that I was gonna go off of, but oh, I wanted to ask, like, why? I mean, if you don't mind responding to it, why don't you want to have kids?
I am just, there's a whole lot of reasons. If we ignore things like money, like say I was extremely wealthy and could give my kids anything that, you know, they'd ever want and need, I just, I feel like well, just selfish reasons for one. I like the way I look. I would never want to be pregnant. It's just, ugh. I like the way I look.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't. You know, it does stuff to your body
Oh yeah.
to be vain. You know, and then also just like I feel like I grew up. I love my parents, but I felt like growing up a lot was tough, and I struggled a lot with like depression from a very young age.
Mm.
So I just feel like I felt like when I was younger, I always felt like like, oh, I never asked to be born, not to be like dramatic or
Yeah.
anything, but
Yeah.
that's how I felt. So to me, it's just like I wouldn't want to do that to somebody else, you know? Like
Mm.
if they ever felt that way,
Yeah, for
then
sure.
it just wouldn't feel right to me. And I think I'm just a very like I don't want to say like a self-centered person, but you know, I do put myself first, and which I think is important for your mental health to make sure you put yourself first. And I just don't really have an interest in putting other people's needs before mine completely,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. We talked just for those listening, like we talked briefly about like mushrooms before we actually started the recording. I'm like curious. I'm curious only because I'm like relatively new to have done any sort of psychedelic. And when I did it, I feel like it helped me realize a lot of my childhood. Like it allowed me to like dig deep into the reasons why I felt like depressed or I felt like, I don't know, guilty about certain things in my childhood. So I wondered if like you ever had like any of those experiences that like helped you.
Honestly, no.
That
I
sucks.
was well with I mean with doing things like psychedelics, to me I I'm a very like the way that me and you have our experiences, they're wildly different because
Oh
my
yeah.
perspective on it is just wildly different. Because to me, it's like psychedelics, how like props to anyone that it helps, you know, it helps them with like self discovery and all that kind of stuff. But to me, it's just like, haha, poison mushroom makes brain go brr, is pretty much
Yeah.
my feelings with it. So, like, with all psychedelics, to me,
Yeah.
every time I've done them, it hasn't been to reach a different state or you know tap into something emotionally. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like I would like to get high and be silly.
Yeah. Now that's fair. I mean, that's definitely it would. Even my first like 5 trips were like nothing that I even thought. Like it wasn't any like spiritual awakening or anything, but there was eventually one that was like, holy fuck, like what the hell am I experiencing right now? And I know it's like not everyone experiences it, nor like is that even essential. It's not like people need to experience it or anything. I hope I'm
I do
not
feel
coming off that way.
no, I feel like it also, but even though I feel that way, I feel like also just like because I've had bad trips before.
Same.
Never anything, I feel like when some people hear bad trip, they think that, someone had to hold me down because I was trying to jump out of a window. I feel like that's kind of the perspective some people have when they hear bad trip, but nothing like that. Just like a complete loss of my grip on reality
Mm.
and getting really sick. Like physically getting really sick. But I feel like still, even though I don't really feel like I had any enlightening experiences, I do feel like it still changes you and gives you a different perspective on your emotions and kind of how you perceive your own emotions and like you know what I mean? It just feels different.
Yeah, like
Like
you're. Yeah,
I'm a different person because I've done psychedelics 100%.
yeah, for sure. Okay.
Just
Yeah. No. Wait. What were you gonna say? Something?
I was just gonna say like just yeah, just with the experience of doing them, I feel like it
Yeah. Yeah.
changes you a little bit.
It's wild because at least when I like had like a really like I don't have any other words besides like magical experience basically. Like I had one in particular. I've had a few, but like one in particular always stands out in my mind. I'm like, what the fuck caused that? Like how did I feel that way, you know? And I almost just was like I'm like am I just lucky to have experienced that? Because every trip is wildly different, you know? And I've had really negative trips too, where I just feel like really uneasy. And like you say, that kind of like losing grips of reality where you start like questioning things and like it's just weird. It's really uncomfortable and just kind of disturbing, sort of.
The
But yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, no, go for it.
I was just gonna say the one thing that I feel like it did do when I was talking about emotions, like I feel like it allowed me to, not necessarily in a good way, but I feel like the best way to describe it is it gives you this perspective of like primal emotion that you can't put into words. Like primal is the best way I can describe it. Like I feel like it's almost like animalistic emotion with like no thoughts attached. Um, I, One of the reasons why I stopped is because I've always had really bad nightmares my whole life, but I
Mm.
started getting these, I guess, nightmares and sleep paralysis as well. I stopped sleeping on my back when I was like 19 because of that. Uh, I can't believe I used to sleep on my back. I'm like a side sleeper now, but uh, I would get these nightmares where instead of it being something regular, I would just be like sitting there in my dream and would feel the most intense feelings of emotion, like fear or something, with nothing
Shit.
happening. That it was so intense that it would wake me up. And the only times I've ever felt those kind of feelings where it was just feeling, no thoughts attached, just very strong feeling. It could be different emotions or whatever, but I only ever felt that while doing psychedelics. So,
Mm. So you have like those negative attachments almost to it, like
I mean, it's not even, I guess when I think about something like those dreams about fear, that is negative, but it's still also just an interesting experience. I don't really have stuff like that happen anymore, so it's just kind of wild to me that when I think about it, it's like, yeah, I felt that feeling where it's just like you're so scared of nothing that you wake up and there's no thoughts attached, like
that's so
I don't know.
strange. Yeah. No,
It's hard to put in words.
I definitely know what you mean about like the primal feeling though. Like I mean, I grew up religious and so like I had this idea in my head from a baby basically that like, oh, after this, you're gonna go to heaven and like you were placed on earth by God, like and and that kind of like messed with me because even though it's like, okay, cool, like religion can help people and make them feel like special and make them like, you know, maybe not suffer with depression because of like the brutal reality sometimes like that we experience. But for me, like I had like crazy primal sensations, like holy shit. I remember like this is crazy, but like I remember just stripping butt ass naked in my room, just like just randomly because I just wanted to when I was tripping. I wasn't like I knew like I was still in reality. Like I wasn't like absolutely tripping crazy balls. I wasn't gonna do anything like weird, but I mean that's weird enough. But I remember just like looking at my goddamn toes and being like, what the fuck? Like that is so weird. And I'd like look at my hands and toes and I was just like wondering like what is like the function of this? And I went like deep down like this rabbit hole in my mind of like it was so weird. Like it's almost like I was experiencing like my ancestors like through evolution and like why like the reasons why I have like legs and feet and toes. And I know I'm making absolutely no sense, especially to anybody that's ever not experienced this, but like
to me it makes sense. I feel like a good way to describe that is how like for people that might not be familiar is which apologies to anyone right now, but like, you know, when you think about your breathing, then
yeah.
you have to manually breathe for a while until you
Mm-hmm.
forget again. I feel like it's something like that. It's like you're tapping into things that you literally for no reason would ever think about because it's just automatic. Like something's you know your hands are there because they're your fucking hands. You're a human. We all have hands. They're there for a reason. You use them to grab shit. But like on something like a psychedelic, you
You go
think
so
about
much deeper.
you think about those things that obviously no sane person would ever think about for any reason.
Yeah. Yeah, you're totally right. It's almost like it's startling almost to look at yourself in that perspective because I don't know, like you say, like feeling primal, like you just see yourself almost as like a primate, like a monkey, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I feel like growing up religious also like it blows my mind. I guess like just all the people that I've met that grew up like that because my dad is like very atheist. I grew up with absolutely zero religion in my household. Um, they were very I like I literally I would do things like if I had sleepovers at friends' house, I would go to church with them, you know, the next day. And that
mhm.
was totally fine. I didn't grow up in a house where it was like religion is bad. Uh, but I also didn't grow up in a house where it was like religion is good. So I
Yeah.
just kind of I never ever once in my life believed in God, even when I would go to church with friends or, you know, go to youth group with friends when I got a little bit older that wanted me to go with them. It was just like, yeah, I don't believe in this, but it's like cool, you know, if you want to, I guess was always my perspective with it.
Yeah, oh, that is so interesting. I really do like that. Yeah, you're right. Like that is a completely different way to just be raised, you know, without that because it was like no question. Like my parents like drilled it in me like this is it and like I don't know. That fucks with people. Like I don't obviously there's no like perfect way to like ever raise a child. I have no fucking idea. I would have no clue how to raise a child, but I don't know. Putting your own beliefs on someone and insisting that this is like the only way and stuff is kind of it like messed with me. And so being able to like I don't know, deal with that in adulthood's been like really, really refreshing and like liberating. So, and I know not everyone, not even close to everyone has like even had anywhere similar to my experiences with it. But yeah, anyway, psychedelics, I love them.
I feel very fortunate that that was, you know, part of my upbringing. But yeah, I feel like that would honestly be it. I can't even imagine if I grew up in a environment like that. Like
It's
I feel
just,
like yeah, doing psychedelics it would make the experience like very very different as
oh, it's
opposed to me
so
who
crazy.
never had any of those thoughts in my mind at all as a child or as a young
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah, and like I had already left religion completely, but having like that experience really changed how I think about life and nature in general. But yeah, it's just weird because I can imagine those that weren't raised religious. They're just like, oh, I mean, it's very clear. Like, I mean, just look at, you know, what they're, you know, quote unquote doctrine is. Like, it's clear like this is just kind of like made up sort of, but when you're in it, you're born into it. So it's not like you had a previous life to just kind of get background information from. It's like, no, this is just how you were born and raised and stuff. It's weird. It's wild.
I feel like that goes with like any belief system though, like, you know, not even religious. It's like if you're raised to believe one thing, yeah, I guess until you meet other people that are outside of that belief system that that could change your opinion, not necessarily would change your opinion, you're probably not ever going to have a reason to change.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. West Ham's final question is PK when?
One of my subathon forfeits, which I haven't done yet, but I've been planning it. One of my subathon forfeits is go PKing with West Ham. I nominated him to help me, so that will happen eventually. But
so PKing with him, not PKing him. Like, you're not gonna like go head to head.
No, fuck no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
mean?
that dude fucking lives in. He is so good. He is really good at the game.
He's terrible at PVM though. I love it.
Yeah, he could be good at it though. I mean, he's a natural gamer, so if he spent like hours doing it, but he's into his PK scene.
He goes to TOA with me, not super regularly, but regularly enough, and it's hilarious.
That's funny.
It is really a sight to see.
It's so funny to like kind of see that when a PKer does something PVM wise. It's like, do you even play RuneScape? Like, you know what I mean?
100%. It's such a different experience and like
totally foreign. Yeah.
Skill set, definitely.
It's the same with PVMers or skillers that go to PKing though. Like, holy shit, when I first did my first LMS, I had no goddamn clue what I was doing. I was so bad.
That's also a subathon forfeit, is embarrass myself at LMS. So
you should practice like off stream and just surprise everybody. Just like be really good all of a sudden.
Hell no. I literally try to do LMS and I'm like malding because, you know, someone hits you with just the question mark or like are you okay?
I'm so sorry.
And then you just want to like delete yourself off the planet.
Yeah. I felt that. I was lucky to have been like super addicted to the game when I was kind of playing LMS, and I had this like competitive side to me where I was like, I need to get good at this. And so I got like hella addicted to LMS for a month. And I just like all I did, like whenever I would end stream, I just go to LMS for like 5 goddamn hours. And I couldn't even, well, it wasn't like every day, but it was at least for like 2 weeks. I went so hard, and it's like different. It's not like PVMing in RuneScape. Like, you're actually playing other people. So it would be like going and playing Call of Duty or PUBG or something like that's raising your adrenaline. And so after I'd be done playing LMS, I couldn't sleep because my heart rate is just so high, you know, just getting pissed off at like RNG and stuff. And then just, I don't know. Yeah.
I feel that like, I never really do LMS or anything like that, as I said, but like when you do PVM and say, yeah, you get either you just mastered something or maybe you got like a really good drop and then you're trying to wind down, but you're like, Jesus Christ, I can't wind down. That was too much. Like your heart is still pounding. You think about it, you get like butterflies a little bit, you know?
Did you ever, when you played as a kid, this is just so funny. I remember as a child going into the wilderness and just like uncontrollably shaking, just so like scared.
I don't think I ever really went in the wilderness because I was too scared.
Yeah.
I was like like fishing in Barbarian Village and running around and being silly. I was too scared to venture into a place like the wilderness.
Yeah, that shit was always so scary for me. Like even when I wasn't in the wilderness, but I knew I was going there, like I was walking up to the ditch, I'd start shaking slowly. And then I'm in there and I'm just like, absolute. It's like, it was almost like I was in a freezer, just like shivering everywhere uncontrollably. Friend Zones asks, when we pot and Tob. Are you a Tob, Andrea? I was going to say Tob Andy. I guess the girl version's Andrea.
I have just started doing Tob. I think since streaming, I did my first Tob,
Hmm.
which is kind of funny to think about. I've only done, I think I got my 29th KC last night. Uh, I'm definitely not good at Tob. I cannot
Yet.
scythe. I can't scythe walk. I do like a three step instead of the two step, which is kind of silly. Like I kind of go in a triangle.
Mm.
But I can make it through most of the time without dying. So I'm happy about that, I suppose. But friend zones, you can just ask me to Tob and then we can Tob.
He also asks, best memories playing this game.
Best memories playing this game. Um, Probably besides just like the feeling of childhood nostalgia, which I don't really think is a specific moment. I would say probably my favorite moments playing the game are just like all of the time that I spent doing TOAs and stuff with Jake and Clone, getting to know them. Jake did just finish TOA on the UIM as well, so he's done, unfortunately. But I would say just all of the time that we spent being absolute degens, doing TOA until like 3 p.m.
Wholesome. Love it.
I would say that's probably my favorite.
What piece of art that you've made are you most proud of? Excuse me, Jesus.
What piece of art am I most proud of? Hmm. I'm gonna pull up my website and look
Yeah,
because
and then link it to me. I want to see it,
okay.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. What I'm most proud of. I would say I really love probably my screens, my like transition screens. I'm really proud of just because the entire bedroom, I guess that I made is took me a long time. I really like the most recent one on my website as well, where it's kind of like a Dark Souls crossover type thing.
I'm just scrolling through it on my end.
But I think probably my I'll send them to you actually.
Yeah, send me them.
Just my transition screens. So there's one of them, the starting, the BRB, and the ending. Just because designing the entire bedroom, I guess, uh, all the little things, like making all the clothes all over the floor, the mess, making it, feel, I guess, authentically like me while also being RuneScapey. That's probably what I'm the most proud of. I put in a lot of work, like grabbing the individual clothes, putting them on the hangers in the closet, uh, crumpling up the clothes and putting them in the laundry basket, having them overflowing, shit all over the floor. Um, Making the clothing for my character, making the little dog. I actually used what's like the core end guard dog, and I just made it super tiny, made the head huge, and made it white, and then animated it to look like my dog. I think that's probably my most proud work is just all of the effort and all of the tiny little things, the big things, just all the details I put into making that bedroom scene.
Yeah, those are honestly like so fucking cool.
Thank you.
Like
It was a lot of fun.
yeah, that's cool that it's fun too. It's not just like, holy crap, this is a massive project I need to do. That's so cool that I don't know, that's like the way to go about any sort of work. If it's fun and a passion for you, it's just so much better.
I would say 99% of the time I have fun. There are some times when I'm making things like thumbnails where it's like maybe I can't find that spark that I need in the project where it's like I'm going down this one route and no matter what I do, I'm just not super happy with it.
Yeah.
That can be really frustrating, but on the ones where, you know, it really does hit, it makes me really happy. I think going on my website, scrolling down a bit, something I'm also I'm really proud of is the picture of the Hydra with the flames all around it, and the character running in the green D hide and the Slayer helm and the T-bow. That one was such a challenge. I literally just could not. I was not happy with it. Usually it takes me probably an hour and a half on average, I would say, of work start to finish to do a thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear I spent days on that one, and I was
Holy
just not
shit.
happy with it. But how it looked in the end, I'm really happy with it. I'm really proud of that one.
That's cool. Yeah, all these are just awesome. It's yeah, I don't know. It's just something like I just could never do something like this. So just knowing, I don't know. It just seems like so insane to me. But it's weird how just being an artist and things, like you can just see it and you know how it's done, you know? Like for you, you see one of these and you know how you did it. And for me, I'm like, how the fuck? Like I love the grinds that grind my gears, like the little moving how did you even get like those moving cogs to like do that? Is that like I don't know, like is that like a tool that's there that you can kind of already
No,
understand the physics of cogs sort of like that, or are you
no,
making them?
I key. So I made all those cogs myself, and then I keyframed each of the cogs
Holy
movement,
shit. That's so cool.
and then I added those particles. Um, it actually worked out really nice because the way the particles come out, they like emit from a source. So I put the emitter like where the cogs hit,
Mm,
so that way they actually like spark out, kind of in like bursts. And then there's other stuff like I made it flow out slower and faster as well. But the way they spray out like that, it kind of did it on its own. So that made me
that's so
happy.
cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
That was my first animation I ever made for someone. I was really happy
Really?
with that one. Yeah.
Yeah, you must have just like that's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm glad to hear that you're like super passionate about it still and you still want to like keep doing it. Like that's your thing.
Yeah, of course. Definitely.
Well, the last thing Friend Zone says, not a topic, who says, love you, Max. Very proud and happy to see you succeeding. Hopefully you'll be around for many years and I'm happy to call you a homie. Awesome.
Aw. I love you, friend zones.
Okay, one from Dave. Why do they call it oven when you in the? Okay, why am I reading this? Okay, let me try to decipher this. Why do they call it oven when you in the cold food about? Okay, yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that? I don't even know what I'm reading. I'll be honest. Do you
Um,
see this on Twitter?
I did see it and I think I went, huh? I don't
I
know.
did
I don't
not pre-read some of these. I apologize.
I we are doing a RuneScape podcast. I do not understand etymology or what your question was. I'm sorry.
All right, moving on. Evescape asks, "Why is your name Maximum?"
I can't answer that question because Jake is one of the people that calls me that. I did not call myself that. I feel like that's more of a question to ask himself.
All right, Evescape. Why do you call her Maximum? That's for you. That's for the next cast. Okay. Um. Okay, here's one RuneScape related again. What is one pet you want on your main? What? Okay, actually, yeah, we'll just ask that one first. He's got like 3 or 4 questions.
What pet do I want on my main? Well, I have like 3,400 Vorkath Casey and no pet.
Rip.
So that was a pet that I really wanted. I wanted to be like my first pet. I was grinding for it for so long. I gave up. Um, I think if I could pick one though, I would probably say, um, shit. I think my favorite pets are probably the Zabak transmog.
That one's so cool. That I have that in my house. I fucking love that. That's the only actual transmog I have of the TOA pet so far.
I also love the Mutadial transmog.
Yep. Do you ever do
Um,
chambers like CMs specifically?
I wanna start doing CMs. I actually haven't done CMs before. I have like 350-ish, I think, chambers KC. I got a Tebow and I kind of just stopped doing it.
Damn, that's cool. How was that getting a Tebow in your own name,
Uh,
right?
yeah, I had my own name. So I did like all those raids with one of my friends who is an iron that doesn't play a main account. And
Hmm.
so we weren't splitting drops. And so, yeah, I got a Tebow and it was just one bill to me.
Yeah,
It,
dude.
it was it was very exciting. I was very happy. But I would like to start doing CMs because I want to get the pet and getting the dust as well and the kits for my ancestral.
I was just thinking about it. I was like, man, I still remember my first TiVo ever. I was in my college like apartment, and I was on Discord with the boys, and I was like so dog shit at Chambers. Like this is like my 20th. This is literally my 20th KC. And I had only seen one purple, which is fine. I was only 20 KC, but it was like a twisted buckler. And we all like pause champed so hard because we thought it was a twisted bow at like first sight, you know?
Hmm.
And then like uh, five chambers later, I got a Tebow in my name, and my two like friends with me, we were all Iron Men. Oh wait, no, one of them was a main, but my Iron Man friend that was with me got so butthurt. Like he was so sad it wasn't his. And I was just like, holy shit, I have a Tebow. Like, what the fuck? Like, I started getting paranoid actually because it was so early on in my account. Like, I was like, I got paranoid about like account security and stuff. I was like, am I gonna get like hacked and stuff? Like, I was seriously like, I was just freaking out. It was so crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I took the game so seriously. Just like, holy shit.
I don't think I was worried about anything like that, but it was very
Yeah.
I can't I feel like um I mean I'm probably getting the Tebow is like the most excited I'd been in the game. That and also getting the Hunlift pet because I completed the CG log when I got the pet
Oh, that's so cool. What
at
KC
four
was that?
it was 406
Okay.
KC. I got the salad blade at like 360 something 'cause it was before the Bofa came out.
Yep. Yep.
Thankfully, when they did the collection log with the Bofa on it, it just automatically counted as like a enhanced seed, which was
Yeah,
nice.
that was nice.
But I'd say yeah, probably the Tebow and getting the Hunlift pet were the two most exciting things ever for me.
Okay, one item you're excited to grind on the UIM. So wait, you said you already made a UIM? Is it like anywhere progressed at all?
I mean, not like a whole lot. I've done quite a bit of questing on it.
Okay, that's
Um,
good. Is it painful to do that? I've never actually. I made a UIM and I chopped like 5 trees and quit.
I'm
Is it
really
hard to
enjoying.
quest?
It's I mean, it can be a little annoying. I think the only time I've been annoyed so far with quests was whatever one where you have to bring what is it? I don't even remember what you have to bring. Is it uh inventories of rune essence or something?
Yeah, the one in like Mauritania, that quest.
And having to run back and forth was really annoying.
Yeah.
Um, but what am I excited to grind out? I'm just excited to be able to get to do, obviously it's not going to be for a long time, but pretty much my goal for the UIM is rush to Prif, be able to get Bofa, crystal armor, and then just try to send some really scuffed raids as soon as I can.
Mm, very nice.
My UIM's RSN is Idiot E-Girl, by the way. I'm very happy with that.
Idiot e-girl?
Yeah,
Is that with a space?
yeah.
I'm looking it up. Okay, that's respect. 67 agility. Goddamn.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically how I'm leveling it is just I'm using like the Prif guide or whatever. Um so it's basically like rush to Prif. Uh and one of the first things it says is do agility because then you want to do agility pyramid and get the cash that you need. Oh, my dog's barking at my door. 1 second.
Okay. Milky asks, does your back hurt from constantly carrying West Ham in TOA?
Yes, it does actually. That's why I'm really fortunate to have a good chair. You know, every time I end stream after doing raids with West Ham, it's just It's a lot of pain, but it could be worse if I had a shitty chair, you know?
Yeah. Wait, what chair do you have? Is it
I have a steel case Leap.
okay? Yeah, no, chairs are. I mean, if you're gonna be a streamer or anything where you're just sitting down all day, you need a fucking good chair. I did not understand that my first year. I was literally sitting in a $40 Walmart chair, and my fucking butt and back just always ached.
Oh yeah, fuck that. My chair is like 1,500 new, but I got it basically just spent like 3 months camping Craigslist until I found one where I'm like, I need to find one that's being sold by some office manager that it was like sitting in a closet for like 5 years and they're getting rid of it and they don't know how much it's worth. So that's what I did, and that's why I got
Yeah,
it for like $100.
nice, nice. Yeah, mine is about 1,500, and I was an idiot and bought it new. But it was nice because it just came already pre-assembled in the box.
Did you get a
And
Herman Miller?
yeah, one of those clowns that got a Herman Miller. But no, seriously, I really
That's not clownish. No, I would say like literally whenever people say what chairs to get, I always say Steelcase Leap or Herman Miller. I feel like more for boys, I say Herman Miller because I don't know, guys just like are fucking sweaty and the net chair is nice. But for me, I'm always freezing.
yeah.
So like I've used a Herman Miller for like a month and it's too much airflow. I like mine because
Mm,
it's like a big cushy
yeah,
cloth
yeah.
seat, and I'm always cold, so it helps. It's nice.
That's true. This one's also not for people that cross their legs. Like if you cross your legs, you're gonna hate this chair.
Yeah.
And so it works perfectly for me. I am curious. Do you ever prop your feet up on a stool when you're gaming, or are your feet just on the ground?
I have like a little wedge under
Mm,
my desk. It's like I guess it's like a half circle is the shape of it.
okay. And you just rest your
Um,
feet there, kind of.
yeah, I put my feet on there. I have really, 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 really bad circulation. Um, and so my feet and legs hurt all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh, it's and I feel like having a chair that's so comfy makes it worse because usually, when you have a shitty chair, you have to get up every once in a while because your back
Yes,
hurts
true.
or your ass goes numb. But because that's not the case, I will sit here for a long time. And one day I don't know if it was because I was just gaming really hard after I got this chair, but my feet swelled up to the size of balloons,
Oh, fuck.
which is insane. And getting the little wedge thing helped a lot. And also, I usually will wear like compression socks
Yeah.
for the elite gaming.
Yeah. Okay. What's the next tattoo?
I
This is
haven't
like
got a tattoo in a long time, just because I guess really just haven't had money. Um,
Do you have an idea
but
of what you would get?
yeah, I really want to get like a scythe. Um, most of my tattoos are all in like American traditional style, and I also really
What does
like
that mean?
uh, it's like I'll look it up. Show you like an example.
And how many tattoos do you have right now?
I have a fuck ton. Okay, here's a good example of what American traditional is. Just like really bold lines.
Okay, I
Um,
see.
kind of more simplistic. I have roses on my thigh. I have a stick and poke on my ankle I did when I was like 12. Um,
Jesus. Damn, that's young. Is that your first tattoo?
yeah, I mean, my septum piercing, I literally did that myself with a sewing needle when I was also like 12 or
Oh,
13.
fuck. Were you,
Um,
oh my God, did that hurt?
I'm sure it did, but it was literally 15 years ago, so I don't really remember.
Oh,
Um, I
Jesus.
actually did it twice because the first time I didn't like the placement, so I ended up doing it
Oh my
a
God.
second
Yeah, no,
time.
fuck that. Jesus. Yeah. That's
Um,
horrible.
what else do I have? Okay, I have stars on my stomach, like on my uh lower stomach,
Hmm.
and my back I have Naruto, and
Like full body or just face or just.
that'd be really funny if it was his face. I have a I have a picture. I actually posted it. I tweeted it because people always ask me like, oh, like show the tattoo, but I don't really want to like turn around, pull up my shirt, pull down my pants, and show my lower back on stream. But I did it on the Real Homie Hour podcast. So
It must have
here,
been
I'll
on the
send
second half because I didn't see that.
here. There's a picture of it.
Oh, I saw this on Twitter actually.
Their faces, literally. I didn't even notice their faces until after I posted
Wait.
it, and it made me laugh so hard. But I have that, and then I have on my left arm, I have like
Lopsy. It's like a science experiment. He's like seeing like what's going on. Like Jesus Christ.
on my left arm, I have this geometric-y design. It's actually a cover-up. I got a tattoo underneath it that was lasered a few times. And I have a shark with like a dagger, this sailor girl, some text, a skull, a what the fuck? What's it called? A tombstone. And then on my right arm, I have a locket, Kirby, a Rainbow Dash, a Pokeball, a Gengar, and Sakura and Ryu from Street Fighter, and then I have just some text behind my left ear.
Damn.
I think that's everything.
So the scythe you would get, would that be the sanguine scythe?
Yeah.
Of course. I can't. You wouldn't get the holy scythe? Why not?
No, that's so ugly.
Kidding. Yeah, that'd be bad.
And I don't know where I would get that. I was thinking about getting it on, like, not fully behind my right ear because I'd want it to be a little bit bigger, but just kind of in that area.
Yeah.
Either that or like maybe on my arm or something. But I would love to get more tattoos. I have some other ideas. Like I wanted to get some stuff on my more stuff on my stomach, like I guess above, like probably I guess on my ribs or like on my diaphragm area, just that little area, I guess. I don't know what that'd be called. And then I wanted to get something on my neck, really small, but I have quite a few ideas. I haven't scheduled anything yet though, just because I'm indecisive, you know.
So it doesn't sound like you're indecisive. Let me ask you this: do you regret any of your tattoos?
I mean, the tattoo I have that's covering up my other tattoo that I got lasered, I also don't like, so that's kind of unfortunate. There's some yeah, I feel like I don't really like the Kirby My Little Pony and the Pokeball. Just the placement was really silly, and I just like fucked up that whole entire forearm of real estate. Getting a tattoo removed is significantly more painful than a tattoo and takes a long time and is really expensive. So, it's not something that really bothers me though. Honestly, what I was thinking about doing is just finding a really good artist that does geometric and just getting my left arm just like sleeved and get those tattoos covered again, you know?
Yeah.
I guess it just kind of depends on what I decide. Yeah, there are ones that I don't really like for those reasons, but I think if I just got them covered up with something a bit better done, then I would be happy with it.
Yeah.
No, like ex-boyfriend names or anything, though.
Yeah, I was just curious. That's gotta be the worst, like getting that shit removed.
Yeah, getting it removed. It feels like getting a tattoo removed feels like, I guess the best way I can describe it is like someone pouring hot grease on your skin.
Fuck! Ow!
You know, like when you're cooking bacon and you get like
I literally made bacon like 2 days ago. I felt that. Yeah.
It's kind of like that, except slowly over a tattoo.
So wait, I've never had a tattoo before. Does getting a tattoo, is that like not bad?
It definitely depends on where you get it.
What was the most painful spot you had one?
Most painful. Probably, I feel like honestly my lower back maybe, like not all of it, but it was just the closer it got to my like, wait, was it the outside? I can't remember if it was the outside or the inside. It was either the closest to my spine or the furthest out from my spine. I think it might have been the furthest out from my spine was the most painful, like towards my hips. Um, but like, I would say it's getting a tattoo. Obviously, some places are a lot more sensitive. I don't have any tattoos in like the mega sensitive spots, like my feet or like my inner upper arm or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I would say most of my tattoo pains, it felt kind of like getting scratched by a cat, like it stings, but you know,
Yeah, it's
it's
tolerable.
pretty it's pretty manageable. When you're in there for a long time in the chair, eventually you do run out of like adrenaline and it does get worse, I feel like. Because your body is just kind of exhausted because all the chemicals have been dropped out by your brain, because you're feeling pain
Mm,
and eventually you just run out. So it can get a little draining, but like I think if you plan on getting a tattoo, the best advice, it might feel a little rude, but tattoo artists are used to it, is bringing headphones. I feel like being able to drown out the sound of the machine really makes a difference and helps distract you. So I always will bring headphones, even if I am just listening to music very quietly, so I can still hear the artist. Just being able to drown out the sound of the machine a little bit really helps.
yep. That's cool. I've considered getting myself a tattoo. I just like don't know what I'd get. Probably a fucking mushroom on my shoulder or something. Something really cringe like that. But
That wouldn't be cringe. I feel like you could get there could be some cool ones. I think of for some reason I thought of like the mushroom bags they have at Fred Meyer where it's just like where it's like the really thin black outline of just the
yeah,
mushrooms.
yeah.
Just
I know what
just
you're
get
talking
something like
about.
that.
I don't know. It would be like I think I have like an idea in my mind of what I'd like, and I could probably like trace it out and like show like a tattoo artist what I'm kind of thinking of. I just worry because I don't know. I don't know why I worry so much. I think it's like this preconceived notion that like, oh, like if you do this, like it's gonna affect you in your life. Like not like I don't know. I for some reason I always thought like, oh, like you might not get a job or something. I know that's like irrational, but like it just feels like something might affect my life because I get a tattoo. But the more I think about it, I'm like, what the hell would affect my life by getting a tattoo? So I don't
I
know. I,
I feel like you'd probably feel that way until you do it, but honestly like I said, even with my tattoos I don't like, I honestly just don't even notice
yeah.
that they're there 99% of the time. But I mean, if you are worried about that, just always go for somewhere safe, like above where your t-shirt would cut off, on your
Mm-hmm.
arm, and then on a place that wouldn't show in a shirt, like chest or back or legs or something like that. You can always go in a place that really no matter what job you would have, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. I just brought up job as like an example. That isn't actually something I think of, but it'd probably be like upper shoulder. I think that would be like where I get my first one. If I got any more, maybe like chest.
Shoulder also is like definitely the least painful.
Yeah, I
uh
would figure that. I mean, that's like mostly where guys get it anyway. I feel like shoulder's a very common area to get a tattoo, at least your first few.
my first one was like right close to my inner, like right near my elbow crease, I guess, on the
Mm,
inside. That one was pretty painful. It was also my first tattoo though, so I had no idea what to expect, obviously.
yeah.
But something like the shoulder, that was my second tattoo, the Sakura and Ryu. I was still in high school when I got it. I actually just um I used my lunch money that my mom would give me every day, and I just didn't get lunch and saved it up until I could get the tattoo because I didn't have a job.
Yeah.
Um and it was so chill. I was totally fine. You'd be fine.
Yeah. Okay, Womanity asks any hidden talents, and also he has another one. There's another one, but we've already talked about it. But what's something you're proud of that, and you can't say getting partner either. So hidden talents and something you're proud of.
A hidden talent. Shit. Oh God. What talents do I have? Uh,
Are
it's
you
so
mute?
funny.
I'm curious, are you musical at all? Like, do you?
I did play the piano growing up, and I also played the flute in band. Um, fucking what am I good at? Can I do anything? I'm literally looking around my room like, what the fuck am I good at?
I question that myself sometimes. Like, I've invested way too much time into just streaming and playing RuneScape. I'm like, shit, I need.
Oh, a
Yeah.
perfect hidden talent. Okay, I have one. I have one.
What is it?
I love, which some people would know this just from what I've talked about it on stream, but I am a very skilled seamstress.
Ooh.
Um, I love making clothes. I have 3 sewing machines out in the room next to me. Um, and a whole entire, I guess, like sewing area. I try to pick up like I pick up so many different hobbies. Like I try to be, like I guess a jack of all trades when it comes to creative stuff. Like I'll show you this picture right here. It's pretty basic what I made, but it's like this dress that I made that I sewed, but I also even made the buttons on it. Like I casted them and then poured them with resin.
That's really cool.
I've made a lot of different outfits, things. Yeah, I would say probably my hidden talent, yeah, would be my ability to sew.
So I'm looking at this picture and I see you have a piercing on your tongue. Did that fucking hurt?
Uh, okay. I also pierced my own tongue. I'll be real.
Oh,
I was
I'm
like,
just thinking of the fucking pain. Like, oh my God, that would hurt so bad.
honestly, no, tongue piercing. I feel like to me, a tongue piercing hurts literally as much as an ear piercing. It's
Really?
nothing. What the problem is that when it's healing, because it gets swollen and it
Mm.
hurts, and it is very, very, very tender
Oh, I bet.
while
Like,
it's
can you even
healing.
eat besides just drink? You probably just have to drink stuff, basically.
Well, basically, I remember what I was eating like the day after, and I went and got taquitos because I could just put them in the side of my mouth
Oh
and
yeah, just
chew
let them
without
fucking soak.
moving my tongue,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
or bumping my tongue. But even then, the
Oh,
tongue is like it's one of like the fastest healing parts of your body. So it only was tender for it was swollen for like 3 days, tender for like a week, and then it was perfectly fine.
wow. Have you ever had like any problems with like infection or anything with it?
No, no, not at
That's
all.
good.
Um, I took it out because uh my bite has gotten I never wore my retainer after I got my braces taken off, of course, like an
Yeah,
idiot.
like me too. I didn't either.
And not wearing and then having the tongue piercing just because it affects your tongue posture.
Mm,
I feel like it was shifting my teeth worse.
I see.
So I ended up taking it out. I want to get braces again, and if I did, I would probably put my tongue piercing back in because then I'd actually wear my retainers, so I wouldn't have to worry about it being shifted.
Yeah. How long did you have braces for? I would hate to get braces again. I just remember them tightening and it hurt so goddamn bad, and it would hurt for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah,
I
that was
hated that shit.
I had mine from I think 14 to 17 or something like that.
Yeah, that was, well, I had mine for like 2.5 years. I got it off in like sophomore year. I was like 15,
My my
16.
permanent retainer actually just popped out, the bottom one. I just lost it like 2 months ago.
It popped out, like the one that's
Mm-hmm.
like literally cemented onto your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Like both sides or just one popped out and you just ripped it off?
Uh, it popped out on one side, and then I just grabbed it and just like barely pulled, and it just
Oh, like the wire did. So like the glue's still there, kind of like the.
yeah. But I went to the dentist actually only a few weeks later, and they actually just sanded off the glue for me
Okay.
because the glue
Interesting.
was really fucking annoying.
Dude, I want to get rid of that permanent retainer. I mean, I've had it for over a decade now, and I'm like, it just makes flossing such a pain in the ass. Like,
Yes, it
just those
does.
bottom four teeth are such a fucking pain.
I literally would just use the I get like the gum brand like pick floss things.
Yeah, yep.
And that's what I would use because I could not be fucked to use like the kind with like the loop and you have to put the floss through the loop.
Yeah.
And my teeth, they got, I guess probably my permanent retainer just bent a little bit, so they were jammed so tight together that half the time the floss would rip. So I was very glad when it came off because I'm like, oh my God, I can actually just floss like a normal person.
I think I actually might do that now that you said. Just go to a fucking dentist and get it removed. Like, there's no. The thing is with me is like I didn't even have bad teeth in the first place. They were just slightly off, and so getting
It
braces just barely did anything. But so I'm pretty sure because I didn't have like a total messed up mouth. If I got the permanent retainer removed, I doubt anything would really shift.
My bottom teeth were so like my top teeth, how they look now is pretty much how they looked before braces. They were all pretty straight, except my left front tooth overlaps my right one a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which it shifted back to that pretty much. But my bottom teeth were very crooked. Well, not all of them. It was like my front, like four teeth were like
Mm,
one of them was a bit far back. Not anything insane, but like they were definitely crooked. And they haven't shifted at all, and it's been months now. So I think if my teeth are fine after 10 years of having a permanent retainer and haven't shifted, I'm sure yours would not shift, especially if they were barely
yeah,
crooked in
my
the first place.
teeth were pretty fine initially. Interesting. Well, I don't know if we covered his last little thing. What are you proud of that's not Twitch partner?
Um, probably
This is like a therapy session.
probably all of the work that I've put into Blender and just learning the program and uh even before I started streaming, just being able to build a brand and an audience of people that appreciate my work and like, you know, validate the time that I've put into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, I think just probably like the progress I've made with Blender and like being able to discover that is really my favorite creative outlet I've ever had.
Hell yeah. That's cool to hear. Okay.
Thank you.
Scotty. I love Scotty. He asks, favorite music festival event you've attended? And if you remember, what did you want to pursue as a career in high school?
My favorite music thing. Well, I've never really been a big festival goer. I've always been more of like small a small rave or festival kind of person, like or not really festivals, I mean. But I really liked I guess I'll answer it in two parts. My favorite festival, I guess, was probably Paradiso, which is like this really, really, really big show at the Gorge Amphitheater. Um, Unfortunately, it was like 106 degrees on one of the days I was there,
Jesus.
uh, which was insane. But I had so much fun. I worked the event, like I sold t-shirts. But I had a great time just, partying, hanging out with my friends, being silly, saw a bunch of artists that I wanted to see. Uh, was so disgustingly sweaty the whole time though. Uh, but it was still great. And then my favorite, like, I guess just music event in general was probably this show that I went to called Epic, and it was in like 2013.
Mm.
Um, and it was so every year they had Epic, the guy who would throw the show, Alex. He's like a what's it called? Like an ordained minister where you can do weddings or whatever. Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
And so he would make it a wedding because that's a way that you could, I guess, get around ordinances by throwing renegades in the middle of nowhere. Was if it's a wedding, you don't have to have permits for a certain amount of people. If it's like under 1,000 people, you don't have to have permits. And so it'd be a wedding, and it was like 3 days long, camping, like three stages, probably like 600 people there or something like that. Um, and I had such a blast. I like was very fucked up the whole weekend, of course. I was like 18 years old.
Yeah.
I think I had been out of high school for like 2 months at the time. I went with a few of my friends. I I spent so much of the time literally just like in the camping area because I was just like obliterated, and just hanging out with other people,
Do you ever?
just like sitting in a circle.
Yeah. I'm just curious because like I never did drugs like when I was younger. I just didn't because yeah. But do you ever get like fucking scared out of your mind being in like a public setting like that on like just out of your fucking mind? Like I feel like I would start getting hella scared. I don't know.
Scared of what? Like
Just
cops
scared.
coming and arresting you, or
No, no,
like
no, no. Just like what the fuck is going on? Like I'm not in control. I feel like just not being in control in a just in public is like terrifying to me.
I feel like I have got that feeling before from uh like hallucinogens, like
Mm-hmm.
I got too high one time at like an anime convention, so it was around thousands of people,
Oh my God.
and I had to go home for a while.
Yeah, that's how I would feel. I'd just be like, just please take me home. Like fucking take me. Somebody take me home. And everyone's fucking tripping balls. I'm like, shit. Like I'm stuck here.
I would say generally though, no, because
Okay.
I feel like especially then, like most of the stuff that I would partake in would be um, you know, happy happy drugs.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And you've had
so
experiences with it. And
I feel like it's pretty impossible to get like anxious off of something like MDMA where you're
okay.
just feeling like
$1 million. Just like,
yeah,
yeah.
you're feeling happy and, loved by the universe, I guess is the best way to describe it. And you're completely you're completely oblivious to the fact that ever like if there's anyone else there that's not on it, like you don't think about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you feel so good and it's like you assume everyone else is feeling that good as well.
Okay. Interesting. Well, his other question was there anything you want to pursue in high school? Or was it always kind of like art?
I when I was in high school, I wanted to be a cosmetologist, which is what I did end up doing for a few years. I think when I was in high school, I wanted to do more like esthetician work, which is uh like skin.
Mm.
The way it works in the licensing here at least is you get licensed in all three. So like you are licensed in hair, skin, and nails. And I think I wanted to do more like skincare, but I ended up just doing hair really. Um, so I kind of, I guess, followed my dreams, quote unquote. But I never really felt like I actually had a goal or like a dream. Like that wasn't something that I was like, this is what I really want to do.
Yeah.
It was just something that I decided. I mean, honestly, I feel like I always felt like, oh, I yawned, excuse me. I always felt like it's gonna sound silly. I always felt like I was like destined for some form of greatness in some way, which just sounds so narcissistic, but like I always
No,
felt
I
like
don't. I think that's normal for somebody young to experience.
yeah, I always felt like, like there's something about me, like I'm really entertaining, like people think I'm funny. I think I would, you know, I should be famous for doing something.
Yeah, yeah.
And so maybe that's why I wanted to be a streamer. I don't know. Who knows? Could have been a
Be,
subconscious
yeah,
thought.
that's funny. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I think I kind of had a little bit of that when I was like younger. Like getting older, it's like inevitable. It just kind of leaves. You're like, oh shit, okay, I've found my place. I'm not as important as I thought I was.
Yeah.
But that's like a nice feeling though, because it's I don't know. You see people that have it all, and it's like that never is. That doesn't mean you're gonna be happy or anything. In fact, it usually just leads to a lot of like anxiety and shit. Usually, if you're like a celebrity or something. I have a friend that actually works in like video advertisement out in LA, and like we grew up together and we're like friends, and he's like literally met up with like just like all these celebrities that are doing like music videos and shit like that. Like he's like met Nicki Minaj, like not like, you know, personally, but like he's worked with her and like other people, and just like it's just crazy to me. But like he sees them, and like apparently like these people have like these like a group that'll like pump them up kind of. It's almost like their life is like so empty, and they need like a group of people to like amp them up before these like huge shoots, basically, to get them like hyped up. And so it's weird. It's like the stuff he's experienced in LA is so strange. And so at least me as a kid, I remember thinking I wanted to be like an actor. And of course, I'm like just terrible at acting, but I was like, that'd be sick to be in the movies, you know? And then you just see how it really is. It's like, no, it's like people are still people.
Yeah, I don't think. Okay, I don't think I ever wanted to be like a celebrity, but I think when I was younger, I always thought like, oh, being like, you know, like a YouTuber or something or whatever. But I don't think I ever wanted to be like a celebrity. That
Yeah.
always just seemed it just seems scary to me. That sounds
Yeah.
that sounds scary to me now. I wouldn't. I don't think I would ever want to blow up like you know, some of the most insanely huge streamers. I don't think I would be comfortable with that.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of all the topics I see that are pretty relevant, unless there's something you see. But just going
I
through them.
think that was probably it. Of course, all the comments on mine when I retweeted it are just
Oh, I didn't even look at that. Was there any?
there's literally nothing. No, it's
Okay.
just
Okay.
it's just people saying dumb shit or no.
Yeah, I've started to get used to that. I'm like, when I first did the Sae Bae cast, like most topics were like really good, and it's like everyone just got hella fucking lazy lately. Just like, you know, I mean, I don't blame them. It's not like I'm paying them to make good topics, but I really enjoyed this, Max. I'm not gonna lie, this was really nice. Thanks for spending the evening talking with me.
Yeah, of course. I also had a lot of fun. I think we talked about some interesting topics.
I know. I sometimes I wonder because like I'm wanting to connect more with creators and talk more, like I guess a little bit more personal without being like weird, you know, and like going like past the line. But I don't know, because like initially I would just talk a lot about RuneScape because I mean, clearly it's a RuneScape podcast, but at this point I just want to get to know people a lot more, and so it's just fun. I don't know.
I'm absolutely an open book, so I mean,
Yeah.
nothing was weird to me.
Okay, that's good. Well, guys listening, down in the description, be sure to follow all of Skotizhoe's links. I might even have just like your website on there if that's what
Yeah,
you want
of course.
to. So all of her links are down in the description. Be sure to click on those. Go give her a follow on Twitch too. She's popping off. She's a DGen streamer, so if you're, you know, at that time zone, like definitely go check out her stream. I mean, you're usually live for like 8-9 hours. It seems like most days.
I was live for like 10 yesterday.
Yeah, so a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, Max, thank you very much. Or not tomorrow. This upcoming week, we're going to be having Tao RS on the Sae Bae cast, and then we will be having Idol on the cast the following week, and I'm very excited for both. So be sure to subscribe if you guys aren't, and if you guys are on YouTube right now, if you guys are listening on Spotify, be sure to just, you know, I don't know. What do you even do on Spotify? Is there any way to fucking sub? I don't even know.
I don't use Spotify. I don't know.
I don't know. But thank you guys for listening. Max, any final words?
Thank you for having me on, and make sure to vote for me for the Golden Gnomes.
Yeah. Oh, we got to put that on. Yeah, for real. It's weird because like you could probably go for best new streamer next year too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the goal if I don't get it this year.
yeah, I was gonna say like it's almost like you're in such a tight spot where like you're just so recent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe we'll just get you to win both of them, both years. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.